Schaefer. Happer and Schaefer. It's Happer and
All right, good morning and welcome in. Happy Friday. It is Happer and Schaefer here on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com, and the Zone Radio Network. I'm Connor Happer alongside Mike Schaefer, Joey Warcola. Hi, guys.
Good morning, Connor. Good morning, Mike. And good morning, Dodge Street.
Good morning, Dodge Street.
Oh, is Joey going to change this up?
It seems like it. Yesterday was Argentina. 2 days ago, it was just Omaha.
Yeah.
I have to alternate my
Well, good luck.
introductions.
Good luck.
Good luck with that, Dan.
Good luck with that, Dad.
Understandable. I'll just say good morning, Joey. Good morning, Connor.
Good morning, Royal Birkdale.
Yeah.
It's sunny out there.
Oh, Justin Herbert's winning?
Yeah, I don't know who Herbert is.
Nice. Justin Herbert.
You know,
Good for the Chargers.
Anything else? Maybe he can win the British Open, and that'll bring people back around.
Maybe. And then people will make the excuse for him if he doesn't win that he didn't win because Brandon Staley was his coach for a period of time.
Yes, he was.
Brandon Staley, not his coach anymore. The playoff success still hasn't followed.
It's very interesting how that's worked out.
I don't know that I think it's Justin Herbert's fault necessarily.
Oh, it's not Justin Herbert's fault.
Yeah.
It's not Giancarlo's fault.
Interesting. So welcome everybody. It is Friday, and we have plenty of stuff to get to today. Our regular Friday things, like our city of the day, coming up in a little bit.
Ooh, I got to make a graphic.
I'll tell you a little bit about our city of the day here in just a moment. Our Friday shout-outs. So get in your Friday shout-outs. If you're just joining us right around this period of time, our Friday shout-outs are all the way at 8:45. We're going to help get you there. So let us know if you would like to shout out everybody, anyone. You know, everyone wants to hear something that they said by the idiots on the radio, and we'll be those idiots for you. We'll free ball. We'll talk to Jake Sorensen. We'll pop up in Phil Steele's magazine. We will have our all quarter century teams. This is exciting.
Alrighty.
This is exciting for Nebraska football.
This was difficult.
There was a few I wanted to do. I didn't track this as well as I wanted to as I went along and made the list. There was probably, my guess would be 7 to 10 guys that garnered heavy consideration that I wanted to just put as like an honorable mention team. But I didn't come up. I could probably come up with a few of them off the rip right now, but you know, they're just dead. They're just gone.
It's funny. I ended up doing that because I just put slashes in at places where I was having like consternation over stuff.
You do have to make a choice.
No, I will
Make a choice.
The choice is made. The person listed first is the one that will be said, but there's the slashes in there to remind me that I did struggle with some things.
Okay. All right. That's fair. So we'll do that. And we came up with our format for it yesterday. There's only one extra guy. So this is not like an all conference team where they put like 16 guys on an 11-man team. No, we're going to do 12 offense and 11 defense, and then kickers, punters, and returners. So
it works 26 in the year of 2026.
There you go. We did that on purpose.
We definitely did.
So we'll do that coming up at 7 o'clock today. Elsewhere, we will jump back to some stuff from throughout the week. We didn't get to that Adam Brenneman clip from yesterday that I wanted to play. Do I see a bracketology on this rundown today?
What? You do.
This is exciting. I saw John Rothstein go have Fred Hoiberg on, and Fred badgered him about
his preseason ranking.
No, about the Peronis and the credit
okay,
card.
excellent.
Yeah.
Good for Fred.
Yeah, it was good.
Fred wouldn't partake in the Peronis, but
I don't think so. No,
he's a wine
guy.
Yeah,
He's
a big wine guy.
Yeah, so maybe he'll make an appearance or something like that. He was like, "Yeah, people are really excited for you to open up that credit card that I've never seen before, and just buy everybody Peronis." So we'll see if and when that happens. He's still guaranteeing that it will happen at some point. And we have the bracketology to go along with it. People are still mad at Rothstein because he did Big Ten predictions. And people forget Nebraska went to the Sweet 16 last year, and they nearly went to the Elite Eight. But somehow John Rothstein has the gall to pick them in the middle of the conference this year.
The gall.
Shocking stuff. More Michigan things. LeBron. Is there anybody interested in the LeBron decision part two?
So he went on, I think, Tyrese Halliburton's little
He
media.
did.
They're at the fan
or somewhere in New York
thing.
Tyrese Halliburton
Fest,
did a live recording of his podcast, which I didn't know he had at the Fanatics Fest.
Yeah, there's a lot of words that were said in there. Or when I saw this headline or looked at this whole thing, I threw this into free balling for potentially later in this show.
I think it's coming out of free balling.
Okay, all right,
it's coming out because I know Joey wants to talk about it.
Okay,
so we're gonna get him.
Wait, I said I want to talk about it.
I could tell you want to talk about it. You were you almost just jumped right in right there. He's like,
just because I knew something happened yesterday. I watched a video of a 10-year-old asking LeBron which team was his favorite to play for, and he said it was the Heat team because of all the on-court and off-court stuff.
Okay, all right.
Relationships with the players.
There was some more stuff. Tyrese Halliburton was trying to break some news, and he wasn't able to do so, unfortunately.
He apologized.
He was trying to get LeBron to join the Pacers, and LeBron responded with 2 laughing emojis.
It does feel like...
Good luck with that, Dan.
It does feel like he's made a decision, and now we're in the period in which he's going to just hold it over everybody's heads for like 8 to 10 days.
He's pulling an Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. It kind of does feel like that.
So that's a fairly apt comparison.
And we never got to Deion Sanders, which, by the way, I love when Deion Sanders does good morning tweets. He just did one a couple minutes ago. Please be aware of your surroundings and the people you choose to befriend. Do you have enough strength and power to change them, or do they have the charm to change you? Examine your relationships and friendships and lead them to peace, joy, and love. Don't be led astray. And we don't practice football at football practice. # Coach Prime. Oh, no, he didn't say that last part. Sorry. So we'll get to some Coach Prime
there's
stuff.
one part about this that just really doesn't fit everything else.
I am interested in what's going to go on with Coach Prime this year, so maybe we'll talk about that in just a little while. But we have a busy show, and, of course, we would love to hear from you all today. 402-951-1620. The Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline is open for you. You can call or text that number. Tweet at us at @HappenShafe on the Liquid Trucking Zone Twitter feed. Email Connor, Mike, or Joey at 1620thezone.com in the Equitable Bank Zone inbox. And we say good morning to our YouTube streamers this morning. Hello, YouTube streamers. By the way, I'm checking the Liquid Trucking Zone Twitter feed right now. Got a tweet about 15 minutes ago from Ozarks Brandon. In response to our conversation about cool people yesterday. I coach 10 to 11-year-old kids year-round, and the answer to your cool conversation is definitely Justin Jefferson. Every single kid loves Justin Jefferson.
Okay.
He is the inventor of the gritty.
He is. And he's usually got the iced-out grill.
I'm surprised you knew that he was the inventor of the gritty.
Well, he is on the team of which I watch.
Yeah,
he made it popular amongst this generation of kids.
But that's just not the type of thing it feels like you would care about.
I think if it was not related to a team of which I watch probably close to 94% of their snaps throughout a season, I'm sure I just picked it up somewhere along the way. Plus I've seen him do it.
Yeah.
70
of course,
times.
but you've seen a lot of people do a lot of things and you didn't know what was going on.
Sure. That's true. I don't know. I assume that it just got mentioned on some broadcast
That's what I'm thinking.
Whatever it was.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, if I wasn't watching the Vikings, I don't think I'd have the knowledge.
But all I'm saying, though, it was possible that you didn't.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
All this time possibility
happened.
is shockingly high relative to what conventional wisdom might be.
Right. That's sort of why I said it. So I was just, but yeah, he's definitely in the conversation. As I said yesterday, you tried to mention him as not one of the people in the conversation.
I just don't like. It's
very
hard
cool.
because
those guys are definitely cool. Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase are cool.
It's part of it is that I'm no longer a kid, and so you think about like what I'm trying to describe, or what Ken Griffey Jr. was, or Allen Iverson, or whichever examples we were using. I have to go back into the mindset of being a 10 or 11-year-old, because that's when that sort of would be even larger in your mind, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I mean, you build that stuff up, or it seems like you do when you're a kid more than you do as an adult.
Maybe. Do you care?
Sports are way more fun when you're a kid than as an adult.
That's definitely true. There's no doubt about that. They're more pure.
They're larger.
Which would lead me to believe that you actually, as a kid, don't care as much about the cool. But this era is different. Kids like players more than they like teams now, I think. But That's sort of just my sense anyway. Like, it was pretty automatic that my favorite player was going to be the best player on my favorite team when I was a kid, regardless of if that person had any sort of cool
Sure.
factor or not. And that person just happened to be Derek Jeter.
Yeah.
But like who was, I think, pretty cool. But I don't know. Maybe my
I mean,
vision was
Derek
cloudy.
Jeter was definitely cool.
Yeah.
There's no question about that. And Derek Jeter played for the winningest team in the
But I
biggest
didn't
team.
care that he was cool. I
Yeah.
was just like, oh, this guy's like hitting leadoff every day and he's playing shortstop and he's doing awesome
I
things.
didn't care that he was cool either because I just hated him and the Yankees with a visceral passion.
Yeah, but like, who was your version of Derek Jeter? Albert Bell or something?
Well, for the team that I rooted for,
Yeah.
Albert Bell was the reason I picked Cleveland.
There you go.
So, I mean, cross sports wise, Randy Moss was the reason that I ended up with the Vikings because I knew of him at Marshall and just went where he went.
Oh,
And then they
okay.
were very,
Oh,
very
yeah.
good.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, it was a total fortuitous.
So you picked your teams based on liking the players first.
Players were what drew me. So Sean Kemp drew me into the Sonics.
Interesting.
And Randy Moss, like, I became a Vikings fan because of Randy Moss. Albert Bell was the baddest, scariest looking dude when you were 8 years old.
Yeah,
So I was gravitated towards that.
that's fascinating.
Yeah.
Huh.
No, I mean, that's 100% how I ended up with the team. But if you think about it, there's no other logical conclusion
No.
for why someone in Columbus, Nebraska cares greatly about the Sonics, the Cleveland Indians, and eventually the Minnesota Vikings.
Uh-huh.
Became a Nebraska fan because it's right there.
Yeah.
Everything else.
That's what
you know,
happened. That's what happened to
My
me.
dad was a Red Sox fan, a Celtics fan, and a Bruins fan. So
Nice.
and then he was more of a Washington Redskins fan, and then decided that he liked the Patriots too because he liked all the other
Awesome.
Boston teams.
Yeah,
So he just claimed everything Boston.
I think that's fair. If
His
you're already
rationale-
like 3 out of the 4, you could just take the 4th one.
And his rationale was that you used to get Red Sox games on the radios on Saturday with a signal that would come out of somewhere.
I bet. I bet
And
that's true.
He's like,
yeah.
that's how I ended up as a Red Sox fan versus anything else. And then naturally there's a bunch of Yankees fans, so it just made it,
Mhm.
made it make sense to him.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I was just on the Yankees because
Right.
my family, I lived there and
Geographical
my
and then,
family
yeah.
were Yankees fans, and I was like, yeah, sure.
And exceedingly public teams make it easier. I mean, that's why there's a bunch of, fans of the Cubs and Braves.
It's weird though. Like once I started to, this is interesting. Once I started to really want to watch it, really want to seek it out, instead of just like, oh, I really like this because they're in the World Series or they win a lot or whatever it is, or I don't know. Like I don't know why initially you start liking it other than someone tells you to sit down and watch it once or something like that. But once I really started to seek it out independently on my own, that's when I started to not become a Yankees fan anymore because of the accessibility to the Royals and the accessibility to go to their games and to watch them on television.
So you and Jake Sorensen and then another buddy of mine are 3 of the biggest Royals people I know. And none of you started initially with the Royals as your team.
Yeah.
And it fascinates me, but it also makes a ton of sense. The proximity of everything being right there. If you want to go to games, if you want to watch games, if you want to it does make sense to me why that happens.
Yeah.
Though it's just, it's wild because it was Yankees for you. It was Cardinals for Jake. And then I don't remember, I think my other buddy, he really liked baseball, but he liked collecting stuff more than he had a team.
Oh.
And then his team just ended up sort of being the Royals.
Oh. Sal says, ironically, the accessibility to the Royals is the worst here, TV wise. Well, maybe in the streaming era.
Yeah, I mean, in the cable era, it was you would get a lot of Royals. Eventually, you would get a ton of Royals, like 130 games.
Yeah,
like when it was Fox Sports,
Kansas City.
Even before
Fox
that, when it
Sports,
was Fox Sports
Kansas
Midwest,
City.
and they
Fox
were
Sports
still
Midwest.
doing
They're all like in the same umbrella.
But they were still doing. Even at their lowest, we're still doing a ton of games. Like you could still see 60 some games a year initially.
I mean, ever since that I probably really started to seek this out. I don't know, when I was 10 or 12, like ever since then, they've just always been on. I never really thought, oh, there's only 60 games on. I always figured they were all on. They mostly have been throughout my entire life.
And maybe it's just whatever I was getting in Columbus is slightly some hybrid version of where you're pulling from. And that's kind of what Fox Sports was initially. Like sometimes you would get stuff from Denver, Kansas City or Minnesota.
Still is. Still
It's
is.
fascinated.
St. Louis, when one of those is like it's whatever team.
Yeah, that's right.
Whatever team takes precedent, and then if they're not on, they'll just put on one of the other ones, whether it be St. Louis, Minnesota, Denver, or Oklahoma City now, of course, with basketball. But I don't know how they do their stuff anymore. Now it's just all like, yep, we have our own television network, but it's streaming.
By 2007, I had like game day audio, and then 2008 was MLB TV, and since then, like I've always had that.
That's it.
That's always made it so easy.
I remember when my dad got MLB Extra Innings, I think it was called. Is that what it was called? The whole thing.
That was a cable package one.
When you get all of the channels, I remember thinking, "Whoa, this is crazy." This is a lot of stuff.
We take for granted now the access that you have for all of that. But
it's really nice.
It's like the first time I think I ever experienced anything like that, it was just, whoa. I remember the first time I went to a sports bar and saw every NFL game all on the wall that would have been on at that time. And it just was just a life-changing entire experience.
If you are a fan of a team that is local, then you're just kind of SOL baseball wise. If you are a fan that is, a national, like if you're here in Nebraska and you're a Miami Marlins fan or something like that, like you're the happiest you've ever been. You have the most, you have better access to your team than you would if you were a Royals.
Yeah. I mean, it works for me with Cleveland.
I love going
other
to
than
MLB.
when they play Kansas City and then it's miserable.
And this whole thing, I got to give credit to MLB, by the way. The thing that they've done where most of the clubs have gone to just the MLB streaming site, and the Royals are Royals TV now. It's worked seamlessly. Like the extra money on the top to combine the packages or whatever. It's been great. I love having it all on one platform. It's so nice. It's great. Nice job, MLB.
No, I mean they were the leaders in streaming.
Yeah,
like it's no one ever thinks about it that way, but they were the first to do it, and then the best at it for the longest time.
Here's Nick in St. Louis. I had never watched any baseball until I was about 14. Mark McGwire had just been traded to the Cardinals, and the home run race was so captivating, becoming a huge Cardinal fan. And then, of course, the Albert Pujols after that. I love this is like voice to text, and so I'm deciphering this as we go. It's really funny. But very similar to Nebraska, they had their heyday, and now not so much. Cardinals have been consistently good for my entire life. So, like, okay, you'll be fine.
They just played in the World Series within the last decade? Like, it can't be that bad.
Yeah, I mean, they've been in the
NLCS like 40 times in my lifetime, and I'm 38.
It's been lean in Cardinal terms over the last like 3 years, but they'll bounce back. They're a good franchise. They'll be fine. You'll find
the Cubs will screw it up.
Oh yeah, the Cubs will screw it up.
Yeah.
Somebody in the NL Central will screw it up for sure. Maybe Ned Yost will come along again to blow a big divisional lead in the last couple weeks of the season. Anyway, we are off and running here on this Friday. Glad you're joining us here. We'll get to some comments and we'll get things rocking and rolling. Our city of the day is coming up at the end of the hour. We head to, by the way, the Lehigh Valley region today. All right, so the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs are in town tonight at Warner Park. We will be there. Happer and Schaefer will be there. Others from the zone will be there as well. Joey?
Yeah, I'll be there. I already confirmed it.
Good. Just making
confirmed
sure.
It 2 days
just
ago.
Double, triple confirming. And then I think there was some talk of the afternoon show rolling out there at some point. Matt
is going to be there, as far as I know.
All right, so we may be 5 for 5 on regular hosts, which it could be fun. Maybe we'll set up an autograph table.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I'm sure people will join.
There's usually just asking as to where the bathrooms are.
So we'll head to Lehigh Valley, the region, at the end of the hour for the city of the day. Before that, we're back right after this on 1620 The Zone. I got to tell you a little story. So, first, a reminder, if you're craving a hot meal, 1620 The Zone has you covered with Arby's, known for their roast beef sandwiches and iconic curly fries. Arby's is bringing back the Angus cheesesteak. Arby's, we have the meats. Listen all week on Sportsville Iconic for your chance to win a $25 gift card to Arby's, which I could have used yesterday when I got the Angus cheesesteak from Arby's.
How was that?
It was pretty good. Every time I go to Arby's, I think, I don't know, do I really want to try this? Because they like to go out on a limb with some stuff. Do I really want to do this? And I was like, you know what? They really haven't steered me wrong before. I had the gyro. I was a little concerned. I'm like, what's going to happen here? Tried it. Didn't mind it. And then I had the Angus cheesesteak, and I very much enjoyed it yesterday with a thing of curly fries and, of course, a three-piece potato cakes.
Yeah, I got the text from you and was instantly sad about my lunch that I was having at home.
Oh, no. What'd you do?
It was like, Happer's having a good lunch, and I'm over here just eating this. So I don't have to spend any money at the moment.
What is this?
I had like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. That's where I was at.
It's his version of an Uncrustable.
Yeah.
I
bet it had crust on it, though.
It's a
crust on it.
Ugh, disgusting.
It was made with like actual bread and all of that.
Terrible.
They're terrible.
They're terrible.
Yeah, no,
They're terrible.
Why do you think I felt just pangs of jealousy as I looked at it?
Yeah, it was delicious. So check that out with our friends from Arby's. It was fantastic. I was in the area of Arby's and I saw one. I'm like, I'm doing it. It's time. I'm pulling the trigger today. Of course, the curly fries always hit, and the potato cakes. You gotta love the potato cakes. I would like to talk about our old friend. Do you remember Coach Prime?
I do remember Coach Prime.
Uh-oh.
Of Colorado fame, Coach Prime?
I would like to check in on him. How is he doing? What's going on at Colorado? And so Bruce Feldman wrote a story in The Athletic earlier this week, and the headline is this: Deion Sanders in Colorado ditched blue chip recruits for hungry transfers. Will it work? So basically, this is the spin zone of I don't know, maybe this is somewhat purposeful and somewhat by circumstance, but as they go into now year 4 of Deion Sanders, which is crazy, right? Year 4, because It's year 4 of Matt Rule. Year 4 of Deion Sanders, they haven't been able to quite grab as much talent as maybe they thought they were going to, or they haven't been able to keep up as much talent as they had in their first couple of years, certainly helped out by Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders, guys that Deion Sanders brought along with him. So they have spin zoned this and have gone in a little bit of a different direction and are calling their team hungry transfers. One of the original walk-ons when Deion joined Colorado, when Deion came to Colorado, Ben Finiseth, who apparently is best capturing this new message from Deion Sanders. He was at Colorado in 2021, been a part of the program longer than Deion Sanders. He was a team captain for their lone win in the miserable 2022 1-11 season. Sanders, so I'm reading from the story now from Bruce Feldman. Sanders has leaned heavily on the transfer portal since arriving in Boulder in December of 22. But this time the Buffs have opted to pursue more players with extensive playing experience at all levels of college football. The portal moves, which The Athletic ranked as the nation's number 18 transfer class, along with new play callers on both sides of the ball, have folks at Colorado convinced the program is back on the upswing. Finiseth noted that many of the new Buffs didn't come from blue blood programs or necessarily carry a Power 4 pedigree. Finiseth said, what I saw from this spring is a lot of guys who want to prove they could play at this level. They're hungry. We brought in guys who are pissed off because they weren't recruited out of high school. They came in with a competitiveness and a work ethic. The cohesive mindset of all the players is the biggest difference that we've had compared to last season. This, I don't know if you've noticed, is a much different tune than the one that was being sung about 3 years ago. And I do seem to remember a conversation, especially after Colorado beat Nebraska in the opening days of the Matt Rule era of like, hey, is this the right way to do it? Is this the right way to build a program? Why not just go out and spend a bunch of money and get the highest profile players you possibly can, toss them out there on the field and see what happens. It's very interesting that we're seeing now a twinge of this coming back for Deion Sanders. Like I said, partly out of circumstance and partly out of, I think, necessity.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it is that you saw early on, like to be able to operate at a high level, you have to invest in people, and the way that they were is treating this entire thing like it was a stock market where you were just buying some stocks here, selling off some stocks that you had, not really investing in anything, not holding anything long term, and then suddenly you look around and you have nothing built.
Mm-hmm.
And so you get after that nice 2024 season, and you are able to go out and get Julian Lewis at quarterback, and you have Jordan Seaton, all these guys, but you have like little bits here and there. You don't have invested infrastructure. You don't have guys that have spent several years building up and learning that you can turn to.
Seaton left, right?
Yeah, I mean, you don't have loyalty and investment, and you eschewed a lot of that when you got there. You ran people off that could have been starters for you last year. You like it's a lot of reaping what you sow, and so now to turn around and like what you're looking for are hungry transfers instead of all of the Louis Vuitton.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
nice.
So
I'm bringing my luggage in the Louis.
On one level, it's like, okay, I give them a lot of credit for adjusting, but it's also very much an adapt or die. It's very much a spin zone, and it's very much a mess of your own creation. Like this was all predictable. If you go back and you listen to how, a lot of it was discussed before Colorado won their first couple games in his tenure. And it was like, hey,
this is not going to work.
Long term, it might burn really bright. It's going to crash out really hard. We're in the crash out zone.
I think so too. Now it's interesting to hear them sort of, and there's only one way to do it. Like you have to embrace this kind of flip that they're talking about right now. And part of it too is, and the story from Bruce Feldman mentions it, is Sanders is going through some health issues.
Yeah, he's going through a life metamorphosis
last year, and lacks some energy and all those different things, and sort of the spark. Now they weren't winning, and so I wonder how much of it was that. This quiet nature was how much of it was that. But Sanders is quoted in the story, quote, "I got that thing back. I got that swagger back. I got that dog back. I got that charisma back. I was 15 pounds down, but now I'm ready. I'm back, baby. I cannot wait to get back on that sideline. I'm excited about this season."
Yeah, well, we'll see how it goes for him. One of the things in the that you mentioned in the article, and it discusses how they were valuing experience and guys who had put up production everywhere, and it's like, well, yeah, that's commonly what you want here.
Yeah.
Now,
do they know how to
cohesively fuse it together?
Correct.
Is the entirety?
Can they take a team that looks like that and make it into a real like coherent football team?
Yeah.
Like, are they capable of slowing things down on offense, of playing good defense? Like, are they going to be able to put that together?
Yeah.
They didn't get nobody in the transfer portal.
Right, yeah, they have some talented individuals. It's just, do you have the ability to put this thing together? I mean, I think Brennan Marion is a fascinating hire because he's been a fantastic offensive coordinator everywhere he's been. Everywhere he's been, the offenses have been tremendous. It wouldn't surprise me if they're good again offensively. The problem is the one bright spot that it felt like they kind of had, or at least it seemed to me, I thought he was really impressive, particularly when Colorado was good in 2024, was Robert Livingston. And now he's on to the Broncos because they hired him for a position there.
Yep.
And so you've replaced that at defensive coordinator. I don't know how that picture is going to look. The biggest doubt I had about Deion wasn't even the going into the transfer portal. It's I don't think you can sort of half be a coach, half be a celebrity. I think you have to be all in on this thing.
Yeah, and their staff has churned, massively.
And you can get away with it when you're at Jackson State because you're not really playing the best teams in the FCS. You're never actually going to the FCS playoff. You're playing in the Celebration Bowl. And not to take anything away from that, but you don't challenge yourself against great teams.
I think in his ideal world, like you said half coach, half celebrity. In his ideal world, he is not doing the hands-on like coaching stuff, more of being, I guess, what would amount to a CEO,
Right?
And interesting in his staff, but his staff has had so much turnover. And so, and then obviously you don't have the continuity and knowing the players on your roster. Everybody's new, and
you
all
aren't willing to get to know the players,
and you are willing to do that. And so, yeah, I agree with you for the record. Like, it does feel like this thing is winding down,
right,
and it's just about over. But it's interesting just to hear the tone change. Yeah,
like, the whole thing has always been fascinating, and part of it's Deion, part of it's a social experiment of it, part of it is the quick to declare victory from either side of the Deion polarization.
Yeah.
And I like it, this sounds weird to say. I'm happy that this has all happened in the sense that it's interesting inside of college football. Like, it's far more interesting to have a team that's attempting to do something like this than it is to sort of spin your wheels and go nowhere. Sometimes.
That Colorado, looking back at it now, obviously Nebraska was a victim of it, but in 2023, but that start of the season was so crazy. That TCU game, I remember thinking, it's like, oh my God, they're going to win. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
The only downside of it was the most predictable. The college football media, the media at large, can't get enough of Deion Sanders' overexposure that just beat that season into the ground, even as it turned to then go 5-7 or whatever they finished.
The first month,
the month of September.
I mean, really, I guess the highlight of it all was that very first game, right?
Yeah. The comeback win against Colorado State late at night, where the entire country is watching Colorado State.
Everybody was fighting
Jay
each other.
Norvell is going bananas on the side. Running backs coach at Iowa, Jay Norvell.
That's right. Yeah.
By the way, he's going nuts on the sidelines.
The moment of the entire thing, I think, to me, the memorable moment of the entire thing was after the first game. When or maybe it was at halftime of the first game when he was like, Travis Hunter's already got the Heisman chilling at his crib right now. That was so great. Yeah. I mean, looking back on it now, that was so great.
I don't know if I can say the moment of the entire thing was that, because Travis Hunter had so many moments, and then they won more games the following year. Like, the forced fumble at the goal line to basically win the game for Colorado stands out to me. They had a Hail Mary in their second year.
Yeah, the Baylor.
Like, they were so watchable, like as just a product. Now they're definitely not that.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't think they're going to be very watchable this year.
I don't think they're going to be very good either.
So that was good from Bruce Feldman on The Athletic to check in with Deion. I am glad that he feels like he's got his swagger back. We'll see what that team turns into this year. We'll take a quick timeout, and we'll come back with our city, or in this case, metropolitan area of the day after this on 1620 The Zone. We learned this city. We learned this city on Happer. Schaefer learned this city. We learned this city on Happer. Well, unfortunately, Joey, we have ended up on the East Coast yet again.
Sad.
Yeah, we will never go west, I don't think. We just like all the things that have been mapped for us and have already been planned out and are well established since really the 1700s in many of the places. And so today we go back to the state of Pennsylvania, as your life has been in the state of Pennsylvania this week, as Schaefer mentioned to me during the break. We've had the All-Star game. We've had the Tyke Hayes situation. We've had now the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs coming to town this weekend. Or maybe that's just specifically us, but we're
Us and the
Storm
Chasers.
Us and the Storm Chasers. So the city of the day is technically the Lehigh Valley region. The Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs are in town this weekend. We'll, of course, be out at Werner Park tonight for our Storm Chasers night. So this is Allentown, Bethlehem, and Easton, the metropolitan area that we speak of here, which is, of course, anchored by Allentown.
And I was going to say, I feel like you hear of Allentown, there's a reason you will hear of Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. I've never, I think, heard of Easton.
No. Is it a baseball town? Is it a 9-year-old kid who is it a 9-year-old kid who plays travel baseball?
Easton is a very popular name
with a bunch of eye black on. I'm not sure. It is, if you put the metropolitan area together, and I think Allentown is responsible for almost all of this. Pennsylvania's third most populous metropolitan area after Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, and the nation's 66th largest metropolitan area with over 886,000 in the population as of 2023. Of course, I mean, that's almost as big as Omaha, which is kind of shocking because nobody, I don't know.
No one references it outside of Billy Joel.
So by the way, this has caused me to break out in song many, many times over the last 12 plus hours since we decided on this. The ballpark that the Iron Pigs play in is called Coca-Cola Park, which is a great name for a ballpark because I love Coca-Cola.
I do too.
It is in Allentown. Little history, obviously, you maybe know what it's sort of known for. Business was booming for Allentown in the first half of the 20th century. A couple of different, big businesses moved in and really caused the boom of the town. Mack Trucks had 8 plants in Allentown in the early
8 plants.
8 plants.
Wow.
I mean, that's absolutely absurd. It's the entire town. And then Western Electric came in and boomed, of course, after World War II. And that, caused the big growth of the city. And then like anything, it fades and things of that nature. And they've tried to get it back and all these different things and settled in sort of this halfway in between place.
Yeah. And then in nearby Bethlehem, part of this region as well, you have Bethlehem Steel, which is the second largest steel producer in the entire United States.
This is what Billy Joel sings about, even though he's talking about Allentown. Maybe he's really talking about Bethlehem.
It's the whole region.
If Billy Joel is singing about Bethlehem, it would be Christmas related, as that's known as the Christmas city.
If Billy Joel made a song about Bethlehem, probably less people would have listened to it, or maybe more people. I don't know.
Can you change it to do the song?
We're living here in Bethlehem.
Doesn't have the same punch.
Probably
it
not.
Really doesn't.
Probably not. They'd be singing it in a church somewhere.
Yeah, it does. It has too much of a new age church song.
You get a choir coming in behind you all of a sudden. You're like,
no.
And we're living here in
you can sister act the hell out of it. It could be good in that regard, but it doesn't have the punch of Allentown.
I watched a clip during the break. Hangover 2 sucks, but the Andy. Not Andy. What's the character's name? The
Stu, isn't it?
Stu, the dentist. His song in the second movie was to the tune of Allentown, and he actually says Allentown because of Alan, the character. He says we're living in Allentown, and then all the terrible things that happened to them in Allentown. Here's a fun fact for you: Allentown is among the few large Pennsylvania cities where newspapers still carry columns written in the dialect. Although English predominates on the streets, there is a tendency to enunciate the V with open lips to soften the hard G into ch, ch, and to use too frequently, such as words as already, yet, and once. Here also are heard such colloquialisms as the pie is all, which means all gone, and it wonders me, which would be it mystifies me. It wonders me.
So now I want to walk around in this region and hear dialect.
People are speaking a completely different language up in.
Yeah, it does seem that way.
Which is absolutely
It
incredible.
seems so folksy to me for some reason.
It is. It's very like kind of backwoods.
Yeah.
Like
Folksy is like a polite way of saying
like
it.
we do our own thing here,
Yeah.
and if you're not a part of it, then like I could tell you're an out of town person, which is fascinating. I love this. It's very, very unique and very special. Okay, so this is located, of course, it's basically for all intents and purposes in the Philadelphia like area.
An hour from Philly and 90 minutes from New York City. So fairly strong geographical location to
completely
super centers.
And so with that being said, Joey, give me some interstates.
Oh boy, it's gonna be one of those wacky numbers you get.
I told Joey before I would be really impressed if because there's a lot of stuff going on.
It can't be 76 because 76 goes through Philadelphia, so it has to be a north and south route if it's north of Philadelphia. I would say
it is. I will tell you this. It is not a north and south route. There's one interstate, and it's an east and west route.
Okay, so it's got to be an even number then.
It does.
I would say it's going to be a wacky number, probably.
You were very close.
78 is probably the
78.
Wacky number. Wacky number, and he nails it.
It is 78.
Well, I know 81 goes through Scranton, then 84 kind of starts up again. I've been on 84 from Scranton going through the north of New York City and then over into Connecticut.
Unbelievable stuff. Just unbelievable.
So yeah, it had to be 78.
It is indeed 78.
Do you have any fond memories of your drive that you're describing there?
All I can remember, we left Ebensburg, which is like just west of Altoona. We were going on I-99, went through State College to I-80. It's very mountainous over there. It's dark. It's very foggy. Or no, it was overcast. It was raining a lot. There was a lot of semi trucks swerving all over the place. It was
nice.
It was a nightmare until we got to Scranton.
The long drive, if you've ever done like a cross country road trip and your destination is somewhere in the Northeast, the drive through the state of Pennsylvania is absolutely absurd.
Never done it.
It is a giant state.
That remains a state that I have been in, but have not spent enough time in.
Try going the throwaway on I-90 from east to west New York. You go through Albany and then get to Buffalo, and then you end up just literally in that northwest portion of Pennsylvania.
Right. And it's another one of those things where like the topography changes like completely.
Yeah.
Like everything gets completely different when you go from west to east in the state of Pennsylvania, much like it does in New York as well. You get up just really outside the city. All of a sudden it gets very hilly and mountainous and trees and all these different things. And then you get down in the city and obviously it's completely different, more marine, that type of deal. Weird.
If you go I-84 in Connecticut, it's pretty much metropolitan until you hit that northwest portion leading to Massachusetts.
And then it turns basically into the Midwest.
Basically.
Yep. Anything going on in Allentown from your standpoint, Schaefer?
Did you know Crayola, the crayons?
Whoa.
Emanates from the Lehigh Valley region as well. It comes out of Forks Township in Pennsylvania.
A lot of townships going on up there.
Other notable things, I guess, if you would. We mentioned the Bethlehem Steel. Fifi the pig. And
I don't know about Fifi the pig.
Fifi the pig is the Iron Valley or the Iron Pigs mascot.
Oh.
And then they are also they have one of the hottest minor league baseball hats with the bacon strip.
They do.
When they're the Lehigh Valley Bacon. So Lehigh University, which I feel like they kind of end up in the NCAA tournament every now and then. I think they're
Lehigh Valley University.
No, Lehigh University.
Oh, Lehigh. Okay, yeah. All right. I didn't know that was there.
I feel like they have good wrestlers there. I feel like they've had national champions out of Lehigh as well.
A couple names. How about Ed McCaffrey, Andre Reed, Amanda Seyfried? who was mentioned on the show like not very long ago.
Wow.
All from the area, the Allentown area.
Okay.
How about that? And then, of course, many mentions in popular culture, in music, including but not limited to that one song by Billy Joel called Allentown, which was awesome, by the way. All
Great
right,
song.
that is our city of the day. And, of course, we'll see everybody to see a little taste of Allentown tonight at Warner Park in Papillion. We'll take a quick break. We'll have our all-quarter century team coming up next on 1620 The Zone. All right, we may have just had $1 million idea during the break. Do we want to tell people what it is, or because then they might steal it? But I do kind of want it to be out there.
That's my concern. That's my concern. But I don't think some people here will steal our idea.
I also don't think we'll be able to do it.
Yeah.
either.
So my thing is, I don't think we can pull it off.
Okay,
but
so
we could pull it off.
Why don't you explain it?
So we were, as we often do, trying to come up with ideas or just discussing random things throughout the break. And it was determined that one of the quickest ways to get any kind of following on social media at all is dog content.
Absolutely. I mean, yes.
And so I said that what we should really be doing with our stream is creating a stream in which we just look like dogs, and we're dogs discussing sports, and people are going to tune in no matter what.
So it's an incredible image, first of all.
And so what I had in my head was more like crudely drawn animation, where I like, if anybody's watched BoJack Horseman, it'd be like if Mr. Peanut Butter was hosting a radio show.
The technology absolutely exists for this to be possible. Is it buried somewhere in the on our platform that we use to stream things out? Maybe. I don't know. The technology 100% exists.
No,
you can just take the image that we have of us right now and give us animated dog faces. Like, it's done. It could just do it on the fly.
Here's a strong animated dog face you can use.
We can be working towards that. Have you? So in a similar vein, there's an account that takes like clips of Bill Simmons and then renders it into a like 3D graphic of Bull Simmons.
Yes, I have. And everyone keeps commenting on there is like, I think this content is only for me, but I love it.
Yeah. But it's really for everyone.
It somehow doesn't get like a ton of. I've seen it before.
Yeah, it's great.
The Bulls. They have Russillo's like
Musillo. Yeah, and Bull Simmons.
And Bull Simmons, and then they have a duck, and then they had one where Joe House was drunk or something like that.
What? No.
So
was you just making random noises throughout the background?
The one day that Joe House comes out every year and he eats after he's eaten the big
meal
shrimp tower.
Yeah.
So
that's a great podcast.
So here's a curious question for all the zone guys. Okay. Speaking of dogs, this could be a good dumb debate question. What type of dog would you be if you were a dog on the stream?
The funniest one possible. Just whichever one's the funniest. I don't know. I only know I can only name probably 4 breeds of dogs.
I would just default to being a golden retriever. That's what I've had. That's the dogs that I best understand. That's the dog.
Yeah, I like golden retrievers the best too, but I'll do something different. I think it'd be funny if we had a golden retriever talking to another dog.
I grew up with a lot of Scotties.
Yeah, sure, I could be a beagle.
I grew up with Scotties in my childhood before
we headed.
Terriers, right?
Yeah, Scottish Terriers. Yep.
They're smaller.
Oh, look at that little guy. I like that little guy. Yeah, he's got like a beard. Yeah. I like those dudes.
When I was a kid, they were the most terrifying dogs. My neighbor had one, and it just barked, and it was like they always yip, and they seemed scary. They're always aggressive energy to me.
Really? But they're tiny.
I know. But when you're a child, you're like, whoa, why is that dog mad at me? I thought they were supposed to be friendly.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
My daughter has no fear about that whatsoever.
Oh, man.
She's like sticking her fingers at
that
the dog.
Is my night. Like with Slider, people would always want to come up and pet him. And then I'm like walking around and have headphones in. And it was always a like concern of mine that a kid might step on his tail and he might turn back or something like that. But golden retrievers in general are just tremendous, like family dogs. He was so good with kids. He was unbelievably good.
Our neighbors have a golden retriever, and she's fantastic. Matt says whatever kind of dog you own or have owned. Okay, so for Schaefer, it'd be a golden retriever. For me, I would be a human. Or a fish or something like that. I had a fish once. That'd be funny if I was a fish.
I think that would also work. A goldfish and a golden retriever.
Could you imagine the numbers our takes would do if clipped on the internet and we were a dog and a fish talking to each other?
That'd be unbelievable.
I'll be the cat.
With a cat producing.
And basically what we're talking about here is that you could watch a clip of people debating the all-century Nebraska football team as a dog, a fish, and a cat.
I think that's a pretty good idea.
Check this out.
That's what we'd say. Check this out. We'd say, check it out.
Shohei Ohtani.
Thank you, Mike Tyson. All right, we're still in the beating that drop into the ground phase, by the way. So if you'll please excuse us, that's going to be the only one we play.
Excuse us, Matt.
Over the next several days. All right, our all quarter century team. We came up with this idea on the fly yesterday. I got a text from Schaefer yesterday afternoon, and it said, "This is harder than I thought it was going to be. There's some difficult decisions in here." And then I texted Schaefer last night as I was putting mine together, and I said, "Hey, I'm doing my team right now, and it indeed is harder than I expected it to be." I'll tell you this: something that guided me is the list of first team All-Americans that Nebraska has had since 2000. And then I did come up with the question of like, what do we do with the 2000, 2001 guys? Like, how eligible are they?
Yeah.
And I just went with whatever,
I sort of just went from, I think the oldest player on here would be like a 2000 and
I have a 2000. I have a 2000,
2002,
guy.
2003.
Oh,
I think.
okay. You don't have any 2000, 2001 guys?
I don't think so.
Well, you don't have Crouch. I know that.
Yeah, I don't have Crouch.
What a loser.
I considered Chris. I think I always get him confused. I think it was Chris Kelsey. I considered for one of my defensive line spots. He would have been in 2000. Carlos Polk. I considered it
not
at linebacker.
Chad Kelsey.
One of them. That's what I mean. I get them confused. Whichever one had the really nice year in 2000.
That's Chad.
It's a Kelsey.
Now you've confused me.
The city of Auburn and was fired up about it either way.
Okay.
So
All right.
that's the safe way to put it.
So I went with Crouch as my all-century team quarterback because he won the Heisman Trophy. People forget that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I imagine you did not.
I didn't.
Okay. I'm curious who you went with.
So I went back and forth on this. As those who might remember when we did the tier list, it was the Taylors at the top, and it was Taylor Martinez and Zach Taylor.
Yep.
And ultimately, I came to a conclusion that the way that I would build my team, I would need to have more mobility at quarterback than what Zach Taylor would probably.
Wait. Are we actually building a team that is coherent?
But I also went off of statistical things too.
All
so
right.
I ended up with Taylor Martinez.
All right.
And then I look at what this is.
Admittedly, I don't want Eric Crouch to be my quarterback of a team that has awesome wide receivers.
Yeah, no, I get you.
But he's the best one, so he's on my all century.
Right. But when I would default to ultimately, like, I'm between these two people, what is the tiebreaker going to be? It's like, all right, if I was doing this, like, who would I, what is the best way to win here, more or less, or what it would be in that regard?
That's fair. That's a decent way to do it. So you went with
Taylor Martinez,
who's shot putting the football to all of his wide receivers.
He sure is.
But he was electric.
He was good at shot putting.
Yeah, and he was awesome.
He shot put to like 70% one time.
Yeah, he shot put it for like 350 yards against Oklahoma State in 2010.
I also had a giant takeaway of like, man, they really should have done more with 2012, 2013 Nebraska's roster.
Yeah.
Like the more I look at this and it has everything played out. But.
It's a tough hang. All right, so who we decided on, we're going to do two running backs. This is our extra position. Just because we had a conversation about running backs yesterday. That's sort of what spurned this on. So thanks, Sam, for like double topics. My two running backs are the top two that I had on my list yesterday, Amir Abdullah and Roy Halou.
Yeah, and mine are Amir Abdullah and Rex Burkhead.
Okay. All right. Wide receivers.
This was hard. There was a lot of different ways I wanted to go, and I ended up with two people that I was surprised I ended up with.
The first guy I thought of was not like my. All right, yeah. Just tell me who you got.
All right, Quincy Enunwa, Jordan Westerkamp.
I don't have either of those.
I know,
yeah.
But I feel like you could give me probably 10 different combinations at wide receiver.
Wester Stash was close for me.
Yeah, and so then I
did not really think about Quincy.
The third person out was Stanley Morgan.
Yeah. So wait, but you have the opportunity to have three receivers. Right?
Oh, I thought we had two receivers. We were doing two running backs, two receivers, and a tight end.
I had 3 WRs written down on the sheet that I wrote down yesterday. But so
then I could include Stanley Morgan. So
great. We'll include Stanley Morgan for you. So you have Stanley Morgan, Quincy Enunwa, Jordan Westerkamp.
Yep.
I have Stanley Morgan, Kenny Bell, Nate Swift.
Yep. Yeah, and you have Kenny Bell, Nate Swift, Maurice Purify, Samari Toure, Trey Palmer.
Yeah, I think that's probably 8 or 9.
I think it went 10 deep for me. And the thing is, there's very few distinctions between them. I went with Quincy Enunwa because in my mind, he was the most all-encompassing best wide receiver across everything. And it also doesn't surprise me he had sort of the best NFL career on top of it.
So let me
I think if he'd had one more year at Nebraska, because he had to leave a year before everybody else because he played like one game in 2010. And so his career ended in 2013. If he had come back in 2014, I think he would have set records.
I believe. So I was looking at the single season, leaders. So Stanley Morgan has the career receptions mark.
Yep.
Kenny Bell is after him. J.D. Spielman is after him.
Yeah.
Did J.D. Spielman cross your mind at all?
Not at this spot.
So Stanley Morgan, Kenny Bell, J.D. Spielman, Jordan Westerkamp, and Nate Swift are the top 5 in school history in career receptions. Then it's Johnny, and then Terrence Dunn, then Marlon Lucky, then Quincy Enunwa, and then our boy Todd Peterson. That's your top 10.
Yep.
All of those except one have played in the era that we're talking about. Terrence, I thought about Terrence Dunn. I just thought about Terrence Dunn. I'm not sure I considered Terrence Dunn, but Terrence Dunn crossed my mind.
Okay.
In this discussion here. Okay. So we had a wide berth of wide receivers. We have one tight end allowable on the list, and that is.
I thought this one was kind of hard, but I went with a guy that I think, again, he didn't get drafted the highest or anything like that. He didn't have. I think he has the single season record for yards in Austin Allen. I went with Austin Allen.
I believe that is the case.
Yeah.
So I went with the fan favorite. I went with Matt Harrion.
Okay, yeah. I think that's fair. Ethan Carter crossed my mind as well.
People loved Ethan Carter.
And it's part of it was that, like, I would love to have known what he looked like if he didn't have bounce passes thrown to him.
Yep.
For whatever reason, the force field when the ball was thrown to Ethan Carter was the strongest of anything I've ever seen in my life.
Or if they would have just utilized him point blank, period.
Yeah.
Like,
they had like one game where they're like, we're making this Ethan Carter game, and it was against Rutgers in 2015.
I know.
They even gave him a carry.
That was where he had the end around. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Dave says Kyler Reed. Did Kyler Reed get any
I considered him. So it was basically Austin Allen, Ethan Carter, Kyler Reed, and Thomas Fedoni, Matt Harrion.
Yeah, I went with Matt Harrion because I miss Matt Harrion.
Yeah, well,
and when he talks about Matt Harrion.
Matt Harrion averaged like 20 yards a catch or whatever on the option pass.
Matt Harrion was always like the baseline for which we talked about tight ends around here. It was like, oh, they need to get more tight end production. Remember when they had Matt Harrion?
Yeah.
And then it kind of became Kyler Reed. And then
there was like a stretch in there, but like Mike McNeil was fine.
Yeah.
There was people wanted the tight end to be better than it has been for roughly like 20 years.
I know. It's been a conversation every year. It's gotten the back burner this year because we got other stuff to talk about.
Right.
You know? But
well, I think Luke Lindenmeyer is actually pretty good too.
I've been thinking about Luke Lindenmeyer over the last couple days.
I love that you can utilize him both as a pass catcher, and he also is good enough to be an inline blocker. Like that's a rarity anymore at the position.
Yeah, I think he's a lot more useful as an inline blocker than he is as a pass catcher.
I think they use him more as a pass catcher.
They use him more that way. I don't know how effective he is. You know?
Well, it depends on like last year he started off the year red hot, and then they had to keep him in to block all the time. They didn't keep him in to block against Michigan. He had like 7 catches for 59 yards. Post that game, he had to basically stay in and chip every game.
So maybe that's another topic that we could get to. Two guards and 2 tackles and a center is how we decided to do the offensive line.
So my tackles are Carl Nix, Jeremiah Searles.
I had Richie Incognito.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah, really.
Offensive line was fun. There's, I think, a lot of ways to go. We both ended up with Carl Nix. I think he's outstanding.
Yep.
My guards.
Yep.
Spencer Long.
Yep.
Matt Slauson.
Tony Finoti.
Okay.
So we both had Spencer Long and Carl Nix.
Yep.
And then we changed one other tackle and one other guard.
I think center, did you go Raiola?
No, I didn't.
I didn't either.
I didn't.
Part of it was I just didn't want to write it down.
Now, in all honesty, he's probably the winner, but he only, like his last year was 2000.
Yeah,
right?
I think he had a 1 year. So part of it is I wanted guys who played in the era.
And so the answer for me was Cam Jurgens.
Okay. I went with Jacob Hickman, who was the center in like 2008 to 2010, I think.
Wow.
In that range. Really good player.
Not
Just
Mike
chose
Caputo.
just chose to leave football. Like he was an all Big 12. Just chose to leave football. The next guy, I put Justin Evans. I have this as a slash. Like this is the closest that any current
that was
player
going to
had.
be one of my side questions at the
The
end.
reason I
Did any current player even get close? Yeah.
The reason I didn't pick Cam Jurgens is you have like the entire years of struggles in there.
He
Like
just couldn't snap
he's
the
a
ball.
better NFL player than he's ultimately a better college football.
That is
player.
definitely true. But he fixed the snapping stuff like in
His senior year.
last
He
year.
was definitely better. Yeah, no question.
Yeah. And
But
he was kicking ass.
Give me the multiple years of Justin Evans over that and the multiple years of Jacob Hickman.
All right, let's go to defensive tackle.
Well, this is easy. Sue Crick.
Sue and Crick.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Defensive ends.
Slightly more difficult because I had a slash here, but we have Randy Gregory. So
He's for sure one.
Yep. And then I went Adam Carricker / Jay Moore. So Adam Carricker is the choice.
I with Carricker as well. So we're 4 for 4 on that. There was definitely some playing around that I could have done at that position.
Defense is so loaded.
Defense is
So
way
loaded.
loaded.
Offense, there's a lot more of like, well, I like this. I kind of, I can see that. Defense is like, yeah, that guy. The linebackers at defense, incredible.
Let's go to the linebackers. We have 3 linebacker spots.
Demario Williams.
Yep. Damn it. I was hoping that you wouldn't pick Demario Williams just because I wanted to say Demario Williams.
Barrett Rude. Levante David.
All right. 3 for 3. So we're 7 for 7.
So Carlos Polk was
I know.
the only one that I like considered at linebacker that didn't get mentioned. And then defensive back, I bet we end up having some differences here.
We'll see. I mean, we're 7 for 7 so far.
Yeah.
So Sue, Crick, Randy, Adam Carricker, Levante David, Barrett Rude, Demario Williams are all cinched up spots, which is awesome. 2 corners.
Keo Craver.
Almost.
Yeah.
Almost. I gave somebody else a nod here that I think you may enjoy.
Prince Amukamara.
He's a sure spot, I think.
Yeah.
So Prince, obviously. I gave the second spot. I could have given it to Keo Craver. I gave it to Cam Taylor-Britt.
I thought about Cam Taylor-Britt too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to put somebody new on there.
So we'll get to safety. And I might have cheated here because I took a guy who kind of played safety, kind of played nickelback, kind of played peso, kind of played everywhere.
You took Eric Hagg.
I needed Eric Hagg on this team. Eric Hagg is on this team. You can't not have Eric Hagg on this team.
You know who got like a small amount of consideration?
Dijon Gomes.
No, I'm talking at corner.
Small amount of consideration.
How about Stanley?
Okay,
Stanley Jean
I
Baptiste.
thought about it. There's him. There's Fabian Washington. There's all sorts of like options at cornerback. Dennard. Some
Lots of
people like
Dennard.
Dennard more than they like Amukamara.
Yep.
Cam Taylor-Britt. You
Made
have
my
him.
team. Made my team.
Yep.
All right. So the 2 safeties are who?
I went Hagg and then Josh Bullocks.
Josh Bullock. So we have at least one guy the same at every
Yep.
position on defense, which is fascinating. And then my other.
It's because it's so much better. Like the clear and
I think so,
obvious
too.
is clear.
Like
and
we're talking
obvious.
about first team All-Americans / like super high draft picks in almost all of these categories. My other safety was Dijon Gomes.
Yeah. I totally get it.
Yeah. I
Totally get it.
I just, people, Dijon Gomes is, I thought about Larry Asante here, by the way, but
Oh, man, I loved Larry Asante.
Dijon Gomes was and still is, I think, a guy that people look back to and say, we just need a Dijon Gomes back there because people love Dijon Gomes because he just hit the absolute crap out of people.
He's one of those
he just
guys.
smoked people.
He's also one of those guys that's like a really easy comp when someone's coming from junior college or from FCS.
Yeah.
Like Deshaun Singleton had comps to Dijon Gomes because they went to junior college.
Yeah, he's like Dijon Gomes.
Omar Brown had comps to Dijon Gomes because he's coming from Northern Iowa and he's a guy that can make plays and he might be better than you realize, but he's not like this insane athlete.
Right.
He's just a playmaker.
Right.
Yeah. That's
People love to say that this person is the next Dijon Gomes.
Dijon Gomes is like the guy that everyone, you're like, okay, give me an underrated Husker player from 20 whatever, the Bo Pelini era.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a guy that everyone's like, oh, I've got one that people aren't going to think about, but everyone thinks about him.
I know.
It's like
he
when I would
is.
run the Super Six And there would be the people so many people would pick the same sleeper that it's clearly not a sleeper anymore.
I know.
That's what DeJon Gomes is.
That is a great comp. He is definitely a very sneaky.
Everybody loves him. Everyone thinks that they're the only one that loves him.
Yeah. And the people will always say, like, here's a sneaky one for you.
Yeah,
DeJon
exactly. DeJon Gomes is a sneaky one.
No, he's
Yeah.
not a sneaky one. Everyone loves DeJon Gomes. All right. So kicker, punter, and then one returner
I feel
spot.
like we might.
This is probably kind of easy, I think.
There was no other options for me on all three of these. Oh, well, no, that's that punter. There was one other option.
Alex Henry is the kicker.
Alex Henry is a kicker.
The punter option, I think there's three options.
Yeah, so I went Sam Cook here.
I also went Sam Cook.
Okay.
Yeah. Sam
and then
Cook,
Kyle Larson.
Sam Cook, Kyle Larson, Sam Foltz.
Yep.
They all could have
okay,
been
yeah.
on this team. Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
And then the returner, I think there was two options.
Yeah, but this is also so my favorite player is who I have at the returner. He's my favorite player of all time. He had the punt returns. He almost tied the Texas game by himself. DeJon Gross. DeJuan Gross, not DeJon Gomes got me screwed up there. DeJuan Gross.
My returner is also DeJuan Gross.
Yes.
You could have gone DeMornay Pearsonell. You could have
gone
potentially
J.D.
gone J.D. Spillman.
Yep. Nope. And if you wanted to go recent, you could have went Kenneth Williams, I guess, too.
Oh, Kenneth Williams. That's right. He did take back a kick. I wonder what the list of the players who have taken back kicks / punts for Nebraska in the since DeJuan Gross.
This feels like since DeJuan Gross,
Yes.
I think we just named them all. Amir Abdullah returned one against
Amir
Fresno
did.
State.
Amir did. There's got to be a couple random ones in there. You don't think so?
There is.
Cam Taylor Britt takes anything back as a kick a punt returner?
Don't believe so.
Um,
I don't know that he ever scored a touchdown in Nebraska.
he
He had a pick six against somebody. I
he
take that
scored
back.
a safety for the other team once. He did. So he did score points.
What a moment. What a moment.
There's got to be. This is a good research project for somebody out there.
Well, Michael Severe has the answer.
Michael or Dave, who's in the YouTube chat, is there? Come up with a list. I'm asking a lot here. Come up with a list of all of the players since DeJuan Gross who have taken back a kick or a punt. And I think we hopefully named the lot of them right there. But I'm thinking this exercise could be worth it if there's just one random guy's like, oh my God, I remember when that happened on that one time.
Yeah,
if anybody could come up with that, please let us
I don't know that it exists, but I hope it does.
Dave says Niles Paul.
When did Niles Paul return? Was it a kick?
Well, I thought Niles Paul returned a kick in the Holiday Bowl, didn't he?
He was returning kicks in 2009 as well. He had that famous fumble against Iowa State.
Yeah.
Well, yes.
That's right up
Did
there.
he return a kick for a touchdown in the Holiday Bowl against Arizona when they won 33-0?
That sounds accurate.
I'm pretty sure he did.
That
because
sounds accurate.
There's the famous famous.
The Holiday Bowl was a touchdown pass from Zach Lee. That was a deep ball. The one he scored.
Dave says it's Niles Paul against Okie State.
He said Niles Paul against Okie State, and then it made me think about the Holiday Bowl.
Yeah.
He said Niles Paul.
Yeah, Okie State, that happened. Then there was that unnecessary roughness penalty on Nebraska.
Did Niles Paul get any recognition, any potential for your tight end on this list?
No, he was a wide receiver when he played in college, but he did not have any. Neither did Tyler Hoppus either. As I think of random tight ends. He had the record before Austin Allen did.
So on this weird returner list that we got sidetracked on, we named them all. I think DeJuan Gross, Pearsonell,
Kenneth
Spillman,
Williams.
Kenneth Williams,
Amir Abdullah, and Niles Paul,
and Niles Paul, unless we just counted Niles Paul twice, which we may have.
I can't think that there was anybody else before
Eric Haig.
Did Haig return
was that a touchdown in the Texas game?
Yeah, it was a punt return touchdown
in
in the Texas game.
Yeah, kind of fumbled down there a little bit.
Yeah, that's right.
So that counts. A weird pooch. Does that count?
I don't know, but then do you have to count blocked punts that become touchdowns?
Then we get into real trouble.
You have Justin Blatchford, so there's your random.
How about Quentin Newsome? Or no, was that Tommy Hill?
I think it was
Quentin Newsome and Tommy Hill high-fived each other as they were walking into the end zone on a block kick in 2020.
Tommy Hill.
2 or 3. The Purdue game? The Purdue game?
Yeah, that sounds right. It seems like that was
So
Tommy
caller
Hill.
Steve mentioned Nate Swift had one against Virginia Tech in 2008.
Oh, yeah, you're right. There are random ones I forgot
There's
about.
definitely
in
some
there.
random ones.
They're just so rare that they return punts for anything. Well, until this
Because
past
they all
year.
happen so randomly.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
That's sort of the point. All right, so let us know what you think. Joey's going to come up, I'm sure, with a graphic or something like that. I don't know how it's possible. We have 25
I need
people.
you guys to send me your list
I
because
can
I was
do that.
typing along the way and I missed some.
I could do that. All right, so 402-951-1620. We'll take.
So we decided 3 wide receivers.
We decided with 3 wide
Okay.
receivers. Yes.
We'll make sure
Send
I
that
get
off
that
to
in
Joey.
there.
Back after this on 1620 The Zone.
Hi, everybody. Harry Carey here.
All right, by the way, I appreciate Dave for making the prototype of what we would look like if we were broadcasting as dogs. So that's really nice. You can find that on Twitter at HappenSchafe right now on the Liquid Trucking Zone Twitter feed. Our first Friday shout out goes to Dave for pasting dog photos on top of our faces on a picture from YouTube. Schaefer is Doug from Up, which I think is appropriate.
Yeah, I lie. Squirrel.
I'm Lady from Lady and the Tramp, which I think is also appropriate. I enjoy the finer things in life.
You do. You really do.
And Joey is I don't even know what that is.
That's Santa's Little Helper.
Yeah, that's from The Simpsons.
Okay, there you go.
I would
This all
appreciate.
feels accurate.
One criticism on the graphic. I would be Lady Bird from King of the Hill because Lady Bird just sleeps all the time.
Okay.
So that's kind of me.
All right.
Well, other than when they enter the dancing contest and you're listening to Patsy Cline and you're dancing with Hank in the garage. You're not sleeping that episode.
No, I'm not sleeping.
Nick writes in, no Eric Gilbert for tight end. I'm afraid he did not make the list.
Eric Gilbert did not make the
You
list.
actually have to play a snap for Nebraska in order to be eligible. And there was many folks that did that, but he was not one of them. Nick from St. Louis writes in, he says, I never really thought about it, but Nebraska's had some pretty decent receivers over the years. Almost never had anybody to throw to them, but nonetheless. So, like, if you matched up Nebraska's receivers that we had we named, 5 guys or 6 guys?
I think, like I said, I think it goes about 8 or 9 deep of people I could have
If
considered.
you line those up against other programs' top 6 over the last 25 years, I don't think Nebraska would be very good.
No.
Yeah. I don't think Nebraska would have very many recognizable names. They had good college football players.
They have 3 receivers ever to break 1,000 yards.
Exactly.
I mean, so it's, there's just not going to be the volume of production.
And one of those receivers did not make either of our lists. Trey
Uh,
Palmer.
Yeah. No, that's right. I mean, so it's
And he may end up being the best pro out of any of them.
right. Yeah, that's possible. No, like I said, I went with Anunua, which maybe is a little bit of a deeper cut, but if you go back, his 2013
pro
was
career.
so good.
Yeah.
And like I said, if he had gotten the 2014 year, 1, Nebraska would be even better offensively, and 2, I think would have really built off of that year.
Yeah, Kenny Bell, Stanley Morgan, and Nate Swift are not going to be packing a punch against, some of name any other teams.
Let
here.
alone you go to like you go to an actual wide receiver school and it's like LSU,
go to like Miami or something like that. It's like, no, it's not gonna really sit. But yes, they had some good productive wide receivers.
You can stay in the conference. You compare it to Minnesota, and it's like, yeah, there's Rashad Bateman.
Well, they
Tyler
were all on that
Johnson.
one team. Yeah,
Well, they were all very good on that one team.
they were really good on that one team. Wes writes in, Bobby Newcomb 2000 against Missouri. You take back a kick or a punt?
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, I forget about Bobby Newcomb as a return man.
And then Bruce keeps talking about Ty Kildow. No love for Ty Kildow. Pretty sure Ty Kildow returned punts for touchdowns. I'm pretty sure Ty Kildow did not return punts for touchdowns. He probably did at Millard South.
Yeah, I don't have a Ty Kildow memory. I'm not going to lie.
I don't remember him playing a lot at Nebraska, but I do remember him as a high schooler because I think he's like a year older than me or something like that. And man, he was a pain in the butt to play against in baseball because he was the fastest person ever. And so he just like put the ball in play and it would be automatic first
he
base.
won Pierre'd his way to.
I mean, it was the craziest thing ever.
Oh, man.
That dude could have probably hit like 800. It's just on base every single time. So
Did he ever have to do push-ups if he popped it up in the air?
Probably. I'm not sure what was going on in the Millard South
That's
dugout, but probably. Dave writes in, he follows up on the dog thing. He said those were the first 3 results for animated dog. Well, it worked out, I think. Worked out. Matthew, I figured we'd get this question. Says, did you guys do coaching staff of the century? So that's take some real thought.
We discussed it.
I suggested that yesterday. See if you want to throw in your favorite offensive coordinator in there.
No.
Dana Holgerson?
All the offensive coordinators, basically it'd be a struggle with any of them outside of Tim Beck.
Mm-mm.
But it's not exactly like a great. That's part of it.
I always liked Danny Langsdorff because I just like being around him. I enjoyed his humor.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
I like most of Mike Riley's staff. Like Mark
Yeah.
Banker is one of my favorite. I have great Mark Banker
God,
stories.
he was the best.
He would just sit there and rip it up with you. For whatever reason, all the defensive coordinators I've had a really good relationship with.
Yeah.
And they've all
and Bob Diaco.
Okay. I didn't have a bad relationship with Bob Diaco.
Nobody had a relationship
I had
with Bob Diaco.
the standard Bob Diaco relationship, which is I would ask questions and be, somewhat confused as to where the answer was coming from.
Do you remember that? Do you remember the first game that he coached at Nebraska? It was Arkansas State or whatever it was in 17. And he wore a black tie.
Yeah.
Like he wore a and after the game, I remember him, we were all standing right there and he walked through. I'm like, whoa. And I believe that was the game where there was the controversy where he didn't talk to the media and he said he got stuck on the elevator and he didn't get stuck on the elevator. He just didn't talk to the media. Yeah.
Yep.
But he said he got stuck on the elevator or didn't know he had to talk to the media or whatever it was. And all the time he was wearing a suit like he was going to prom. Right. It was incredible.
There was a time where every assistant coach was available after a game.
Yeah, they would just walk out there. Yeah.
And that was such a great time.
Yeah.
One, there was less total media people, and two, you could actually have interesting conversations.
I remember when Banker dropped the bloodbath line, and I didn't think anything of it in the moment.
No,
I didn't think anything of it.
It's one of those where
that quote has been
got
so blown
isolated
up.
relative to anything else that he said that day, and then it was held against him.
I don't know why that blew up on him.
Yeah, I don't.
That was so weird. And I genuinely have no idea. He said Iowa's practices, they must be like a blood because they got pushed around physically. They lost 40-10. They didn't have a quarterback, the whole thing. They got killed. And he's like, man, they are tough. They are a really tough team. That's what he was trying to say.
Right.
He said their practices must be like a bloodbath. And apparently, and that ended up being the line that got used against him as he got fired.
Right.
Like, that's stupid.
Which Mike Riley didn't want to fire him. He more or less was told he had to fire him.
Correct.
And so Mark Banker's going on the road to go recruit and gets a phone call and told that
hey, Mark Banker, I'm in Oklahoma. What's going on, coach? You're fired.
Basically.
Super weird.
Hey, I'm checking in on DeAndre Thomas, who's a really big recruit for us. Let's change our system to a 3-4. Have him play nose tackle at 260 pounds against Oregon.
What an awesome idea. I think I'll take
You don't
6
even
of
need
them.
me for it. I'll see you later, coach. I'm going to Hawaii.
But we should really think about it, and maybe for next week we could create a all-century coaching staff, like by position.
Yeah,
coach.
let's do it.
There is a lot of names and things that we'd have to sift through, but I think we could do it. I think we could do it.
Oh, yeah.
And I think there would be good representation from Riley's staff, to be honest with you. I think it'd be pretty solid representation.
Yeah.
I would not be quite as good as the Bo and especially pre-Bo stuff.
Pre-Bo stuff will get hard.
Yeah. So I apologize to Callahan staffs, but
if you want to put Randy Jordan as your running backs coach, you can.
If you wanted to put who was Riley's guy that everybody hated? Reggie Davis.
They didn't hate him. They just were completely
he kept not saying that Divine Zigbo was in the doghouse, even though he was the entire time.
Which no one ever figured out why.
Nobody ever figured out why. It's so weird.
Man, the run of running backs coaches is something else.
It really is. They should write a book about it.
I wouldn't read the book. I live the
Another
experience. I'm
memoir.
not reading the book.
Noity writes in on Twitter, on the Liquid Trucking Zone Twitter feed, I am not hearing Irving Fryer's name. Or there's a reason why for that, because we're talking about the all post-2000 team.
Yeah. Where Irving Fryer didn't play at Nebraska in my lifetime. So he certainly didn't.
I'm not sure
play
why
Nebraska
you would be
in the
hearing
parameters of this.
I'm not sure why you would be hearing Irving Fryer's name, but there's the reason why you're not at this point. Nick from St. Louis writes in, he says, does Nebraska have any all Big 10 or Big 12 wide receivers during the period of time in which we were talking about? I had that list up last night. I'm going to go find it.
Was Maurice Purify all Big 12 in 2006?
I'm going to go to the first team.
Like third team, maybe, or something like that.
First team all conference. Is that what we were looking
Yeah.
at? I'd have to, gosh, it'd be in my history somewhere, but I don't think so. I don't think so.
So Jordan Westerkamp. So we're saying by the coaches and the media, how do we want it? Jordan Westerkamp was second team in 2015.
Really by any measure. Jordan Westerkamp was second team in 15.
Yep.
Okay.
That
helps.
Nebraska, on some of these, they've changed their host system so much that they've lost some of their bio info and some of their like stuff that you can sort of use on the Huskers.com page.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, you go far enough back, like, I don't even know if they have stuff for Maurice Purify. Here we go. He was second team All Big 12 coaches, 2006.
Okay. Man, remember that catch against Texas A&M?
Trey Palmer had to have been something. He was, destroying secondaries in the Big 12.
So much scrolling, so many records.
He was second team All Big 10 to 2022 media, third team coaches.
Okay. I had to pull out the record book on two separate occasions yesterday because me and Mitch on our podcast were going through. Somebody asked us about best performances against Nebraska, and I had to list up. It was, that was a trip down memory lane as well. That's another segment we could do if you're interested.
We do the best like just players Nebraska played in the last century. That would be
Just
an enormous undertaking.
Giant list of Wisconsin running backs.
Yeah, I was going to say. There's James White. There's Monty Ball. There's Melvin Gordon.
Jonathan
There's Jonathan
Taylor.
Taylor.
Yeah. Could be anybody. All right. Thanks for your guys' participation on that. It is it's good. It's good to name some dudes, if not anything. All right. Our Friday shout-outs are coming up in about an hour, so get those in at Happer Schaefer on the Liquid Trucking Zone Twitter feed. We'll get you a shout-out. We'll talk to Jake Sorensen in the 9 o'clock hour. But first, let's hear from Joey in our headlines after this on 1620 The Zone. A couple emails first. Here's Terry on the Equitable Bank inbox. When you go back and analyze Bo's rosters, you really have to wonder why some of his teams didn't win more. They were loaded with talent, but there was always a Bo fart game that we'd lose. Iowa State, I'm so proud. And all the top 20 blowouts that we endured, like Gary Anderson's Wisconsin just scored again. Makes you wonder why. And to me, goes back to coaching. Many of his players went on to have better careers in the league, Terry. And then Zach writes in, he says, I feel like we need a Husker story hour with your guys' interactions with coaches and players you've covered. I'm all ears. I like when this stuff just comes up. Don't ask me about stories. Like, do you have any stories? I don't think I do. But then when stuff comes up, it's like, oh, okay, I remember it. You'd have to like point out a specific player.
Sure. It's, like if for whatever reason Mark Banker comes up, I can be like, yeah, there was this time that he was telling me about this guy who really wanted to land out of Arizona. And this player was a recruit and he was fairly religious. And somehow Mark Banker had gotten a hold of his phone. And no, he hadn't gotten a hold of his phone. He called from like he hit his number. So the phone call would come in. He wouldn't know that it was coming from Mark Banker.
Nice.
The kid answers it. And Banker's like, Marcel, this is God calling. We need you at Nebraska.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember you told me that
and I was like, Mark Banker is wild.
I remember
so many stories like that.
You say Mark Banker, and I remember being down there on 2016 election day. And he was like, he didn't say anything, although I think you could make some guesses on, what he was rooting for to happen. But like, he basically was just like, there was a couple of us standing there, and he was like, this is crazy, because our practices were at night,
right?
And it was like it was all unfolding in front. Sure. It was like, this is nuts. And then he dropped a line that I think have on audio somewhere that it was never made it to the air that would have gotten him canceled for sure. I like Mark Baker.
Where is he at now?
I don't know. Great question. I hope he's doing so. I hope he's doing whatever he wants to do.
He is at he's probably just retired now. He was last at Washington State. He was part of that Nick was it Nick Rolovich?
Yeah.
He was part of that staff where basically Nick Rolovich refused to comply with Washington State regulations, and
that's right.
He lost his job, and then the rest of the staff just took over, and they did really well that year.
Incredible.
And then I think Jake Dickert was the coach that came out of that whole thing.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's right.
And so now he's at Wake Forest. But yeah, Mark Banker hasn't coached anywhere since 2021. He's 70 years old now.
Wow. Mark Banker. All right, Joey, let's hit some headlines here before we squeeze you out of time.
Before we forget. Anyway, first headline, Blue Angels flyover sends umbrellas, chairs airborne at Florida Beach.
Did you see this?
No, but I want to.
Okay. This was crazy. The Blue Angels routinely do flyovers at like Pensacola Beach.
Yeah. Well, they're based out of Pensacola.
They're based out.
You can go watch them practice.
And so you can see them for miles away down the road, like whatever, all along the coastline. But then they get very, like, famously very, very close to the beach. This one got maybe a little too close to the beach.
Okay.
Like, the video of this is absurd if you click on it. There's a patron that was quoted in this story. I've been coming for 10 years and I've never seen a pass like that in my life. I literally thought we were going to be taken out by the Blue Angels, but it was amazing.
But it was amazing.
The U.S. Navy released a statement confirming the jet flew lower than the standard profiles, resulting in a disturbance in the beach that affected civilian chairs and umbrellas. Investigation has been opened into the incident, which I'm sure will reveal nothing other than people who were flying the plane laughing really hysterically, because those dudes are crazy.
Check this out.
If you're yeah, we're Mike Tyson. Sorry.
Check this out.
That's what they were saying before they flew the planes close to the beach.
Check this out.
Outstanding.
And the SB award goes to, check this out, Shohei Ohtani.
But yeah, it was a wild video. You should watch it.
All right.
It's good stuff. And the second headline is what, Joey? Just to,
Faint new planet is revealed around a young star after a decade in hiding. I don't know what it's hiding from.
A new planet. Another. I feel
Is
like
it just Pluto? Are we bringing Pluto back?
Pluto's back. They found.
We
I don't
made
think,
Pluto go away.
Did
I
we
don't think the
uncancel
problem-
Pluto?
I don't think the problem is that we lost Pluto,
We just canceled
but
Pluto.
we can't. We just took Pluto away.
Was Pluto talking too much about politics?
Maybe
We're not talking about the dog.
in an unusual
Well,
twist.
the dog doesn't talk famously. It's very
That's true.
confusing.
Two groups working independently detected the cold gas giant. Grandpa's got a gas giant. A few days apart late last year after using different telescopes. It's the dimmest planet ever directly imaged from Earth, scientists reported Wednesday. A Scottish and German-led team spied the new planet around the star Beta Pictoris using the European Southern Observatory's Very Large Telescope. That's what it's called. It's called Very Large Telescope. Then dug through the archives to confirm its orbit. The planet had remained hidden in the data all this time, overshadowed by its considerably brighter star and two companion planets. It was very much playing hide and seek for 11 years, said the observatory's co-leader. How about that? A planet can just hide. Just play hide and seek. I don't want you.
Whoa.
I don't want to be seen. Maybe that's the planet we need to look into and see if there's some life.
The new planet is slightly bigger than Jupiter and takes 91 years to orbit its star.
Whoa, we got planets, and they're just apparently just chilling, playing a little bit of hide and seek. All right, those are the headlines from Joey. We will return. Halftime. Happer and Schaefer goes on 1620 The Zone. 8 o'clock on a Friday. Happer and Schaefer rolls on here on 1620 The Zone and on 1620thezone.com. Connor Happer alongside Mike Schaefer, Joey Warcola here this morning. Once again, feel free. And actually, we encourage you to join us tonight with the Omaha Storm Chasers out at Warner Park as they take on Lehigh Valley. It's everything Nebraska night as well. We'll be out there. We'll see how long the boys stay, but I think we'll be there for, I don't know, what can we get out of you, Schaefer? 4 innings?
Yeah.
4 to 6 innings? Accountability!
Failure. No, I think I will be there. I think I'll be there for at least until like 8:30 or so.
All right, we get 4 or 5 innings out of
I
you.
don't know exactly how hot it's going to be. I will have a small child with me.
Oh, I know exactly how hot it's going to be.
Is it going to rain, Connor?
Ooh,
0% chance.
we rained yesterday.
Yeah, it popped up.
Yeah, it
out of
did a
nowhere,
little bit
didn't
last
it?
night.
I
Pop-up
didn't
storm.
see any of our weather people predicting that.
No, they
Nothing
let you
against
down.
our weather people, but that just helps out my point of Nebraska has a chance to beat Indiana.
It's a
little
winnable
chance.
game.
It's a winnable game. We had a winnable game.
That did
They
help
can
out
win that
your
game.
point.
That is why I predicted you two to do Big Red Overreaction together for that game, because it kind of started with this show, and then some young man who hosts the midday show with our dear Josh Hodgson threw a fit about it.
Triggered
Interesting.
that. Interesting.
Well, not only that triggered him, my predictions triggered him.
Everything
Unfortunately.
triggers them.
So
I live rent free in his head.
J-Man writes in, he says, TGIF, a.k.a. Happer on the berm at Werner. Maybe we'll be out the berm. Maybe we're out there throwing our shoulders up for the speed pitch. Who knows?
Who knows?
And if you get there early enough, you can watch Potential Disaster, which is me and you, Shafe, throwing a first pitch.
I think
There's a chance an elbow could just be dangling at the end of it.
It's possible.
The last time I threw out a first pitch, I was so unhappy with the result of it that
Now I know
it was low and away.
I'll give you a little insight here. They will not allow you to go on the mound.
That'll save everything.
Yeah.
Then that's why the
I think
one
you're
was
back.
a disaster.
Since we were
It
talking
was a
50
stride out problem. I've watched the film a bunch. I know what I did wrong.
we're talking 50 feet. We're talking
Yeah, no.
flat ground. I think you're going to be fine.
That's why I think I might just have my kid do it.
Whoa.
Just let him throw the pitch
Little
up.
Hutzker popping in.
He's gonna be there. He might as well throw the pitch.
One pitch of
Call
relief.
to the
When we
bullpen.
play, so he likes to play baseball all the time in the backyard. I'll try to let him hit, and he doesn't want to hit. He wants to pitch to me.
Whoa.
It's
That
wild.
is good. That is a
Well,
good sign.
It'd be better if he was left-handed, but we're gonna be right-handed.
There's a lot of right-handed pitchers.
He's gonna be one of those kids that I think he's gonna be right-handed and bats left-handed, or he does a lot of stuff left-handed, but then he throws right-handed.
Okay, you definitely
So-
need to teach him how to hit then.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I'm not the one to teach him how to hit. No, if he needs bunting, I'm his guy. When he needs help raking the mound, I'm the guy. When it comes to hitting, no,
Dang.
absolutely
You
not.
need to bring in a
I can hit in
hitting coach.
softball, but absolutely not for baseball.
You
It's
need
terrible.
you need to bring in somebody then, because if he's going to hit left-handed,
No, I know.
this is a good thing. It's
It's-
a good development. Let's see here. So yes, you could see us all at the Storm Chasers game tonight. Joey, you're going, right?
Yeah, I'll be there, and I might be down there as well. I'm not sure what my situation is. I was told. to
Your
meet-
situation is you don't have jury duty. We went through this.
Yeah. I was asked about my appearance over there. I'm like, I'm waiting until what I hear back from the courthouse.
Which again, you wouldn't have had jury duty at 7 o'clock at night.
It would end at 5, and I'd be mentally
You would be
drained.
done before 5. They would have gone to break or recess, or you could have had a one-day trial. You may not have even had
Yeah,
to work.
you
on
would-
it.
I was being very considerate on.
You also don't even know if you'd have been chosen necessarily.
Yeah, that's true, but still, there's a certain scenario where it could have been 3 days and stuff. I was preparing myself, and I said I would let you know once I know, and I found out right away.
Joey, if you went through voir dire, would you have changed your answers to try to make sure that you would get thrown out? Like they would use one of their strikes against you as they put together their
He would have played it
jury.
straight. He would have played it so straight.
Yes, I would agree with Connor.
100%. He's Mr. Straight Man.
He's just like, yeah, I think jaywalking deserves a death penalty.
Also, can I be the foreman?
Yeah.
please?
No, not for me.
I just want to get up and send somebody to jail.
Here is nobody
I
on
just
YouTube.
tell them don't do that.
Y'all should do the 999 challenge.
Oh, well, Connor, how do you feel about the 999?
I will
We'll
not.
leave it-
be
we'll leave it to
participating.
Matt.
I will not be participating.
Matt
in
won't
that.
do the 999.
Oh, if you challenge him like that, he'll do
He'll
it.
be
He
the
won't do it.
completion
He
by
can't
the
do it.
He'll
If
be
you
the completion by the very end.
Keep saying that.
There's not a chance Matt can complete
He
the
would
999.
never. He would never. He would never. In fact, I'd
He
say
would talk about it and then he wouldn't do it.
he's the least likely out of all of us to be able to do the 999 challenge.
Oh,
I
wow.
hope you're listening.
You think
Matt.
Bishop has a better chance to do the
Way
999
better,
than Matt?
Way better, more experience.
Yeah.
So Matt, we'll see if you do that tonight. Prove us all wrong. Okay,
Well, his would be 9 cups of whiskey, and then he'd get on a plane.
that's right. Yeah, and say I'm not hammered. It's weird.
That's really only 9 drinks.
Brian says, "Can Joey play the I work in the media card to get out of jury duty?" Well, the good news is he doesn't have to because it already didn't happen.
Well,
There's no Joey duty.
Well, when I had to put in my job position information on there, and our company is called Usher Media Group, so media is literally in the name, so they have that
They don't care.
information.
They wouldn't have cared about it.
That's my version of the media card when I
Right.
put in my information.
Until you started broadcasting all the facts about the.
Yes.
It's 8:15 here. We're actually calling Joey, who's live from the courthouse.
Awesome.
The butler did it.
I would have liked Joey to go just to hear his stories from it.
Okay, yeah.
And I would have liked Joey to go for the small potential that he's a featured player in the new season of Jury Duty, or the jury show with what's his name?
The jury duty
The
show.
Jury
yeah.
Duty show on Netflix
With James Marsden.
with James Marsden.
So what is that Apple show where you can split yourself off from something? Like there's the work version of you and there's the non.
Severance.
Yeah. There's like a part of me that is intrigued by the process of being involved in jury duty, that like if I could have 2 versions of me, one that does the jury duty and then the version of me that doesn't have to physically be there and go through all of it but gets to learn the experience of it. That's kind of what I want out of
That's
it.
interesting. Yeah. I
I don't want to physically be there getting, sitting in the room and listening to people argue.
Unfortunately, you have to get a brain altering shot.
Yeah, I don't know that this
You
is
know,
a great use of
You basically
severance.
have to get a lobotomy for it.
That's one of those shows I watched the first season, seemed like I was going to be really into it, got into the second season, and then just stopped. Like I hit like the middle of it, and I was like, this is going in a place where I'm less interested.
It's one of those
now.
shows. It's a lot like what's the one it's a lot like Westworld, where you
Oh, that's a great example.
Where
of this.
you
Also,
know-
James Marsden.
there you go, nice. You like there's so much under the surface here that they want to do that it's going to be too much.
Yeah.
Like they're going to take it in a direction that I don't want to go in.
I'm like the person who's like, I kind of liked when Westworld was just about the idea of the simulation
Yes,
and less about the robots taking over.
same.
As soon as that was like the main thing, I was like, I'm out. I'm good.
Yeah, there's great concepts for shows.
There was some excellent, like really good episodes in there, and then just
Oh,
trash.
the first season of Westworld was awesome. I actually saw this the other day because I was curious. Pluribus, the show.
I need to watch.
Okay, so interesting concept, same idea, right? And I think it was a really well executed first season. The next season will not be happening until at least like the end of next year.
Whoa.
So
wait a long
we're
time.
going into Severance territory where it's like, well, I'm just going to completely forget about the show. So they don't have to watch it again.
While we're talking about Apple shows, have you watched Widow's Bay?
No.
It's I think you'd enjoy it. It's like an interesting concept.
Is it a Bay of Widows?
No.
Interesting. Why is it called that?
Well, it's about a community on an island in which some people have become widows because the fishermen get lost at sea, sort of thing. But that's not really what it's about. But that's the name of the island.
Is there like some sort of...
There's a mysterious force going on.
That's what I was going to guess.
Yeah.
That there was something that's taking
But it's
fishermen.
really, really good.
Mm.
And it's set up as like a dark comedy. So I think you'd appreciate like the humor that gets dropped in these moments where the conventional horror should be scary,
Okay.
but then they fill it in with humor.
Is there an appearance from the Downeaster Alexa?
No, but
Okay.
I wish there was.
Interesting.
I wish there was.
Mike says, widows, huh? Sup? Mike's interested in the widows. All right, I would like to play this on this show. We have a couple things that we want to get to here in this segment, so we'll bounce around a little bit. Joey, are we ready to play a video? So we have another clip from the Adam Brenneman thing where he was in town. Once again, I still think this is from like more than a month ago, but he's like putting out clips of it now.
Piecemealing.
I found this one to be sort of interesting. It's a question to Rule about his staff and how he handles them and getting that right and all those different things. Take a listen. Here is Matt Rule on the Adam Brenneman show.
Really responsible for everything in this program. Every single thing
everything
is on your shoulders. But you also have to like trust your coaches and let them fail.
I think I did a bad job of that last year. I was too hands off at times. I think at other times I was too hands on. I didn't do a good job. So I think part of it, you start with self-reflecting. Like, hey, what are my strengths? And I think you have to always hire to your weaknesses. But to your point, I think leaders always insert themselves into points of friction. Like if there's a problem, you better go get involved. You know, there's a great Russian proverb, and I think President Reagan used it, trust but verify. Like, you know, hey, I'm going to trust you to do your job, but I'm also going to watch it. And I'm also going to make sure it's right. What I tried to do differently this year was, once the staff was settled, walk them through what I want from an assistant coach. Here's what matters to me. Here's the strategy. From that strategy, you guys figure out the tactics.
I think that is, yeah, I guess that's where the clip ended. But there is Matt Rule talking about quotes from books again. By the way, has anybody ever dropped a quote from a book that you've never heard of or you would never think of before, and then the response by the interviewer after the quote from the book is dropped is, it's always,
Yeah, I wanted to put myself in Adam Brenneman's brain there as this is being said, and it's like, wait, Russian proverb, where is this going?
I know.
Like that's what my brain was saying as I was watching it.
He mentioned a Reagan book or
Reagan quote. No. Trust but verify.
Trust but verify. Mustache Adam says setting this to Skyfall is something. It did feel very, very dramatic. But anyway, there was he admitted, maybe I didn't handle the push and pull of how hands-on, how hands-off do I need to be with the staff last year, which I think I think it brings to the forefront one of my main, I guess, things about Rule right now, which is the inconsistency in which, stuff, kind of go. Like I just can't stop going back to the idea that I felt like I knew exactly what we were getting with Rule when he started here, and his whole thing was preaching the consistency every single day, and I just haven't, like, especially last year, and maybe they're scuffling a little bit, and there's pressure and all these different things, but I just saw a lot of different versions of him. I mean, there was literally Coach Matt with the backwards hat in the bowl game, which is
put that one away.
I'm just saying, I just think we've seen a lot of different versions of him, and I hope that he can find whatever works for him and the staff and stick with it and do that thing. Because that's sort of where I go to when he talks about that.
Yeah, I definitely immediately go to the defensive side of the ball, and it's like, I'm wondering if he felt like he allowed too much freedom for John Butler, or he didn't insert himself enough with a defensive line coach that was completely new at the position. Like, there's just such a big difference to being the assistant to the assistant defensive line coach in the NFL and being an assistant coach. Like, it's just very different. And you talk to people involved over there, and with that defensive line, they feel like they went backwards from Terrence Knighton because of just sort of how it went with Terry Braden. I wonder if that's part of it. And then you wonder, okay, he was too hands off. Like, do you feel like he was too hands off with what Dana Holgerson was doing offensively too? So, obviously I always want more specification on these things.
Yeah. Where were you too hands on? It's not going
to show up, but it sounds good to a point. It also, to you, cuts to the idea that last year felt markedly different than 2023 and 2024.
Yep.
It felt like they were attempting to be something that maybe their DNA doesn't allow them to be.
Right. And so I want to.
So are they revisiting that DNA?
I really want to punch in on what that is, and if that's what they're trying to get back to this year, or if it continues down the road of we're scrambling and we're just trying to do whatever gets us to X amount of wins, or even inside of a game, X amount of first downs or points or whatever it might be. I hope it's not that. I hope it's more, big picture. Like, and I hope as we go on throughout the fall here, Big Ten Media Days is at the end of next week. Is that right?
No, it's the week after.
Okay. Wasn't ready yet.
Big Ten Media Days.
The week after next.
Because next week is the SEC, and then the Big Ten is the 28th through the 30th.
Thank God. I just hope we hear more just of the idea. I hope the word consistency continues to come to the forefront as it did so to the point of annoyance, I think, in the first year or two. It was just like, yeah, man, we're going to be the same people every day. We're going to do the same things. And we're going to do them over and over and over and over again. And this program did not feel that way last year. And I hope, and part of being a coach is understanding when to use the push and pull on when to be involved, when to not be involved, where I need to be hands-on, where to not be hands-on. I'm not saying it has to be the exact same for everybody, but there does have to be a certain amount of trust in the people that you have put in positions of power to say, all right, man, go get it. I hired you. You're here. Let's go. And I think that it needs to be more of that this year.
Yeah. Well, and then you literally had Mike Eckler talk about how he felt like he was given too much space to operate.
Yeah, that was a weird complaint. Yeah.
I don't know. And I guess from his vantage point, it had more to do with it felt like they're having Matt Rule's presence speaks to the volume of the importance of special teams, which
I don't know. That was odd.
I want to just move on from all of that. I shouldn't have brought that's on me. That's my accountability in this session. I shouldn't have brought this up because I don't even want to talk about it.
That's probably what Rule was talking about when he said he was too hands off.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. I don't know.
It's hard to, there's, I feel like
Where do you think he was too hands on and off?
I'm trying to think of where he was too hands on.
Where was he too hands on last year? I mean, late, of course, with the bowl game thing and get involved with the.
And maybe that's just specifically what it was
with the offensive line.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what he was talking about.
It was defensive line, right?
Or was it defensive?
Yeah,
I'm sorry, it was defensive line. So I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. D'Lo writes in, he says it's a common mistake made by most coaches earlier in their career, which is a problem as he is not early in his career. Yeah, I mean, but he's also at a newer place. Like
I don't even think
it's to figure it out.
I don't think it's an early in its career thing. I think this is what coaches have to undergo shifts within their coaching staff and their own coaching DNA. Like I think it's rare. And I don't even know that we can find one example of a coach who has the same style and the same strategy over and over and over. Like even Kirk Ferentz has had to make changes within what he does and how he operates.
My issue, Schaefer, is that
but the tenets of who Kirk Ferentz Iowa are the same even within those shifts.
That's my issue.
I know where you're going with it.
It's just so vastly different. And now we're getting to the point where the results are different. The results are vastly different.
Right.
Like I was Dave Bartu, who Michael was tweeting at a lot yesterday. He's a good.
That's a segment. Who's Michael tweeting at today?
It's a great segment, actually. He does a lot of college football analytics stuff, and it's really good. And I signed up for his thing, and he has Rule's whole profile over his career. And basically the summation of it was the results are inconsistent, just as sort of everything. Like it's funny with a guy who came in and the word, and I think the thing that Nebraska needed was consistency. And that's the word that stuck out. His career, as you look at it now as a whole, including his now 3 years at Nebraska, the same amount of time he spent at Baylor, it is marred by inconsistency across the board.
Doesn't this speak to what we've talked about, though? When people come to Nebraska, they change who they are. Nebraska changes who they are. Because I think it's the incessant need to win and win at a high level right away.
Yeah.
And so then it's like, okay, we didn't build it like this previously, but we can take this shortcut now because we have Nebraska's money, or we have Nebraska this, or we're this, or we have to do this.
Yeah.
And the shortcut this time was very clearly Dylan Raiola. And so everything's geared around that instead of building the sort of defensive-oriented ball control team that you had at other places.
Yep. Yeah. And it's not just in the football style, I don't think either.
No, it was all of it. Like you're building a team of culture, but you're also promoting a team in which like this one guy is sort of the star of the entire thing, and you're building the rest of your solar system around it.
Yeah.
Which I guess would be the sun. Is that how that works?
Dylan Raiola
we got to
sun.
stop with the space stuff.
I've called Dylan Raiola
I'm getting
the
too
sun.
much into the afternoons thing.
What was the Nick line from the promo?
It's just gravity.
Or no, there's that one. And Josh
What's
is
up?
like to say what's up.
Say what's up.
Here to say
Well, then
what's
you have
up.
Bishop. You get up the moon, and the video of you is just, oh, bleep.
Pretty good.
They're
All right.
the afternoon space show.
John writes in, he says, you don't have any strengths other than running your mouth, and that doesn't win games. John is still triggered at Matt Rule. And he showed up on the Adam Bredeman thing with dramatic music behind him. So yes, he was doing an appearance on a show. All right, let's take a quick break. Somewhere in the next segment, we will get out the tiny little balls and the Phil Steele magazine. We'll do that. I would also like to check in briefly on stick with me, bracketology. After this on 1620 The Zone. Did somebody say bracketology?
Oh,
That's
no.
right. Someone did say bracketology. His name is Joey Brackets. Not you, Joey.
No, I'm Joey Schedules.
Joey Schedules. You should turn your whole thing into a cottage industry, too. That's what Joe Lenardi has done. And he'll come up with a variety of different bracketologies in the off season. And there has been one that is hit this week.
And it's notable. Both Nebraska Creighton have the same seed line.
Oh my God! Could you imagine?
Which means both of them are going back to the tournament.
That is true. It's better than last year. Only one of them went last year, and Omaha has a section of the tournament this year, and not the stupid, idiotic secondary first four, which is great. Nebraska is projected. They're Creighton and Nebraska aren't the same seed, by the way. But
they're in the same matchup.
They're in the same matchup,
seed,
yes. Yeah. Nebraska is projected as a 7 seed in Minneapolis, taking on St. Louis. And then if they win, taking on big, bad Louisville with all the big, bad players coached by tiny baby Pat Kelsey in his glasses.
So you're putting Nebraska in the
Sweet 16. At least the Sweet 16. Creighton as a 10 inside the NCAA tournament, including one of the last 4 buys, according to Joey Brackets.
Man, how does he already know this?
Going up against Indiana. Oh, they're moving on there too. And they get Texas in Fort Worth, sadly. So maybe it comes to an end after that. But maybe they own Sean Miller.
Yeah, I would take just sight unseen.
Jays.
That's a narrative matchup though with Indiana.
If you take the Jays to go to the Sweet 16, I'm definitely in on Nebraska to the Sweet 16 in this current bracket.
Yes, in the hypothetical, sure.
All right,
we're doing our shows spread out across the country. You're doing
How great would that be?
That would be fun.
It would be so much
Joey
fun.
could be home here in Omaha representing for us.
That would be so much fun.
Good luck with that, Dan.
Not for
what
Joey.
are the regions for? We got New York, Kansas City, Los
San
Angeles.
Antonio.
So you'd be in San Antonio and I would be in New York? That seems like we would want to flip that.
Honk, honk.
It does.
I loved San Antonio.
I've never been to San Antonio.
You
I've
would-
never seen the San Antonio
I think
skyline.
You would really
You've not
enjoy
seen the
San
Alamo?
Antonio.
I've never seen the Alamo.
It's
no.
a great.
I've never been on the rooftop with a beer and seen the San Antonio skyline.
The Alamo is shocking when you see it in person. For
Really?
how small it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that actually makes sense because I thought you were leaning toward the other way. I'm like, really? It doesn't seem that grand in pictures.
No, it's definitely not grand, but it's just the way that the rest of the city is built around it. And you're like, man, it's hard to believe that this is such a historical site. And then there's a 7-Eleven across the street.
awesome. Awesome.
You know,
There's a 7-Eleven there.
Hey, it's a historic. If it's in
Sign
New
me
York,
up.
you get the same thing. Historical sites, 7-Eleven
right.
across the
But you
street.
expect that with New York. Like when you hear the story of the Alamo and the vast openness of Texas, and then it's like, yes, dude eating a slushy, just, standing right where Daniel Boone was for his last stand.
Across a
Fascinating.
couple blocks over, there's the Whataburger there.
No kidding.
Man. You
Not-
can get
not in
Torchy's
New York.
tacos.
I love that. I love all those things.
Yeah, that's great.
I like 7-Eleven, Torchy's Tacos, and Whataburger.
Yeah, I like San Antonio a lot. It's my favorite city in Texas.
Okay.
Of all the Texas cities.
Joey Brackett says 12 Big Ten teams in the Big Dance in this super mega NCAA tournament, and 7 Big East teams. 7 Big East
That's
teams.
a lot of Big East teams.
I think there are many that think, and I agree with them, that the Big East is back this year.
The Big East is back?
The Big East is way back.
Whoa.
Incredibly back.
Does the Big East know it's back?
Well, actually, yes. The Big East is very self-aware. The Big East
Are you
knows.
speaking on behalf of the Big East?
I am.
here,
I am
or-
the Big
okay.
East, yes. The Big East is very self-aware, and it knows when it's bad and when it's good. And now it knows that it is good again.
Why did that sound like you were singing the Christmas thing?
It knows when it's been
Santa
sleeping.
Claus is coming. The Big East is coming to town.
It knows when you're awake. Yes, I think that's right. Let's see.
This seems like a great parody song.
People
for
are
us.
high on Marquette this year. Obviously, there's
Providence is listed here.
people are very high on Providence.
I know. I'm told Nebraska's week non-con features nobody good.
That
And they play Providence, who I'm also told is good.
is an interesting.
It's really hard for me to square up the people who want to tell me that Providence is good while not being good enough to be a good game for
It's a
Nebraska.
fascinating
But
point.
then telling me
Butler on
how
the
hard
schedule.
and difficult Creighton's schedule is because they're going to have to go play Iowa and Michigan.
But
Two
they
teams that are already on
They
Nebraska.
play Providence 2 times as many times that Nebraska does.
It all kind of works out.
Nebraska does have DePaul and Butler on there, so they are getting some Big East
They are
Hey,
definitely.
in their conference.
Watch out. DePaul is coming.
I don't know what's going to
They're
happen.
not going to make the NCAA tournament.
They're on
but,
their way.
You know, people aren't picking them to go to the NCAA tournament.
They're on their way to the crown.
But they
Nebraska also plays Boise State. Tickets
Ooh.
for that are going to be sold out at like 10:09.
Oh, is that
this morning.
today?
Yeah, the public sale, the allotment of pre-sale tickets sold out right away.
Whoa.
And then I'm sure Nebraska fans are trying to figure out how to buy Boise State's pre-sale tickets. And then Nebraska fans will buy all the public tickets.
Awesome.
And the building of like 4,000 people.
I was
will be
going to say,
sold.
how many people even fit in there?
It's not many, but they're loud and it's awesome.
Oh, no. It
Yeah.
looks awesome. It looks incredible.
I don't think I'll be able to go back this year, but it is if you can go.
Did you go to the one last year?
I didn't go last year. I've gone the previous 3, I think.
Okay.
So
This is going to be the 5th one.
yeah, I think
Sioux
they played
Falls?
Oklahoma State, St. Mary's, Oregon State, and now Boise State.
Wow.
So
This is a great tradition.
yeah, it is. I honestly kind of think they're going to end up doing it yearly with Nebraska.
They should. They
You
really
get
should.
the people that will drive up to do it. Nebraska can kind of get a better opponent that'll play them there than more likely will come play them in Lincoln. And you're getting a decent matchup.
I agree. They should do it every year for sure. And then there was this, speaking of basketball, here is John Rothstein's Big Ten preseason power rankings. If you're watching along with us on YouTube, Illinois, Michigan State, Michigan, USC, UCLA, Purdue, Ohio State. Why haven't I mentioned Nebraska yet? Indiana, Nebraska at number 9. Wisconsin, Iowa, Oregon, Maryland, Washington, Minnesota, Rutgers, Northwestern, and Penn State. So Joe Lenardi thinks 12's making the NCAA tournament. If you do it in this order, that's all the way up until Oregon are going to be NCAA tournament teams. I did see some Husker fandom backlash directed at Robot John Rothstein over the last couple days. I don't see why. Why is this a bad thing for Nebraska? Where is this a bad place for Nebraska to be picked?
I think it's just the assumption of like, hey, they shouldn't go from 2nd to 9th or whatever. And in my head, it's like, if they're somewhere in the top 8 or 9 of
It
the
doesn't
Big
matter.
10, you're going to be in the tournament.
Yeah.
Like seeing them at the 7 seed doesn't give me any sort of reaction of it's a bad thing.
Yeah, let me say,
If they finish 9th in the Big 10, a 7 seed feels like it's right in that realm.
this should not bother you if you're if you're a
For
Nebraska
many
fan.
reasons, it shouldn't bother you.
Gus Mohawk writes in, is there any word on Jamarcus Lawrence coming back? I think that ship has sailed.
Don't think there's any plan for him to come back.
Unless
I don't
somebody
even know if
starts
he's.
suing
I don't know
people
if he's one of the plaintiffs in
Ohio.
court cases that are going through. It's Ohio and like 5 other states now.
I don't think so.
Colorado is one of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's potential for more of that conversation in free balling,
Fun. We love courts.
and we love free balling.
Illinois probably going to be a wagon, would be my guess.
Illinois looks like a problem.
They got the best dude from Providence last year, Mr. Vox.
I know.
That dude is incredible. Michigan. What's going to happen with Michigan this year with all of their
Michiganness?
stuff? Yeah, all their stuff going on. People forget they did win the national
They
championship. last
did
year.
win the national championship.
But now they have a guy named Mike Boynton as their head coach. People are high on USC this year, so we'll see if
I
they
think
can
it's a
finally
bounce
bring it
back
together.
year for a couple of those Big Ten teams for sure.
And then what do we do? I mean, if you think you're offended by this Nebraska fan, look at Iowa.
Yeah, that's about where Iowa is.
Iowa goes to the Elite Eight, and they get ranked number 11 preseason.
They lost 97% of their offense.
97%.
Yeah.
I'm not offended by.
Right.
I'm not offended on behalf of Iowa.
Right.
Oh, look, Ray has just tweeted us another bracketology.
Let's go.
This is fascinating. Hang on. Maybe we just skip.
We
Phil
might
Steele
need our
today.
bracketology of the day.
Okay, hang on. Whoa. We have a Creighton, Iowa play-in game for the 10 seed in one of these things.
Can't they just skip it and go off of the earlier year's result?
I guess they would be playing. I don't know how this works. I assume that they're playing each other if they're right next to each other. That'd be my
that seems
guess.
like that would be the case.
Okay, so Creighton, we have a Creighton, Iowa playing game, and we already have a Creighton, Iowa regular season game this year. Fascinating. We have an Oregon Baylor playing game in this bracket as well. Those are both teams with NCAA tournament history against the Blue Jays. Nebraska, a 4 seed.
Wow.
Whoa.
That's pretty
They
good.
get to be a 4 again. What region?
Just a region.
It's not listed.
No.
Or
the
site.
4 seeds though are Nebraska, Gonzaga, St. John's, and Ohio State.
Is Omaha on this projection?
Yeah.
Omaha is a host this year.
Your host this year.
I'm talking about the Mavericks.
Oh.
If
I don't think so.
weren't they on Joe Lenardi's projection as well?
No.
Omaha, the
Mavericks?
community was there,
or
not
the
university.
or the community.
Yeah, just like
Yeah. Who's in Omaha on Joe Lenardi's?
And so he has Tennessee versus High Point, Kansas versus Wichita State, which would be a fun
Okay.
4-13 matchup.
whoa.
And then also in Omaha is BYU, Oregon.
Oh.
And BYU, Oregon, or Xavier, because Oregon Xavier would play each other for the right to that. And then Virginia versus the Summit representative, St. Thomas.
Let me go back to this 808 bracketology that Ray tweeted at us. So Nebraska is in the South region playing High Point.
Okay.
Look at that, High Point.
South region for Lenardi has both Omaha pods, if you would. The sites this year are Charlotte, Sacramento, Spokane, Louisville, Minneapolis, Pittsburgh, Fort Worth, and Omaha.
These are great sites.
Yeah, no, we talked about this, I think, previously, and I fired up about all of them, but Spokane.
Okay,
basically.
so Creighton has played NCAA tournament games in
the regions are great too.
They play all their games in Omaha. They've played an NCAA tournament game in Pittsburgh. They've played an NCAA tournament game in Fort Worth. They've played an NCAA tournament game in Louisville. They've played an NCAA tournament game in Sacramento. Have they played an NCAA tournament game in Spokane? I'm not sure.
Doubt it. They have played at Spokane, right? Isn't that where
the last year? Yeah. And they didn't play in Charlotte, but they played in Greensboro.
Well, they have played in San Antonio, which is a region.
They have played in San Antonio, which is a region, and they have certainly played in Kansas City.
And they have played in New York.
And they have played in New York. Wow.
No, it's a great site year for next year.
It is a great site year.
Like Spokane and Sacramento being on the low end, and then LA being the one region that would maybe be the worst of the 4 to go to.
Do you want to do one Phil Steele page, or do you want to do you want to just get to the Friday shout outs? Or
it's an early accountability. I have not tweeted out about the Friday shout outs.
Okay,
I did.
Get in your Friday shout outs at
Joey's
Hack and
on top
Shave
of it
on the Liquid Trucking Zone Twitter feed. We're going to give you a couple minutes during the break to get those in, and another 1 or 2 minutes as we open up the Phil Steele magazine.
Yeah, let's do it.
We'll do that on the other side on Happer and Schaefer on 1620 The Zone. All right, getting closer to the weekend here on Happer and Schaefer, 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com. We were just talking a little bit about Nebraska volleyball during the break, and Chicago is calling you. We're teaming up with Union Bank and Trust to send one lucky Nebraska fan and a guest to see Nebraska volleyball play at Wrigley Field. How can you win? Well, just head over to 1620thezone.com and get entered in right now. It's Nebraska and Missouri in volleyball Sunday, September 6th. Round trip airfare for two. 2-night stay in a hotel in downtown Chicago and $150 on top of all that. You're going to want to win that. Road to Wrigley, presented by Union Bank and Trust, UBT. People don't have your money. Your money has people. Member FDIC. All right, get in your Friday shout-outs. Last call, 402-951-1620 on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone text line. You can use that also at Happen Schaefer on the Liquid Trucking Zone Twitter feed at Connor Happer at Mike J. Schaefer. And, of course, email Connor, Mike, or Joey at 1620thezone.com on the Equitable Bank Zone inbox. We'll get to those in just a second, but we decided we're doing one Phil Steele page today. How are we doing this? How many tiny little balls do we want?
We want 2 balls, and we're taking it times 5.
2 times 5. Interesting. Yep. Okay, let's do it. There we go. Sorry if you can't see the theater of the mind. The 2 tiny little balls today say 19 and 12.
So 31 times 5 is what?
155.
There we go.
Wow, I always feel like we're at 155. We've definitely done 155.
We did 154, which is Duke, so there is a potential that we would have to move to another page.
What if we did?
Yep,
what if we'll do 19 times 12?
That
228.
All right, we're going to 228,
19
which
times 12
puts us in the American.
I love that conference.
Puts us in the American, where we will get Florida Atlantic.
Oh, FAU.
And Florida Atlantic, according to Phil Steele, is projected to finish 8th in the American Athletic Conference.
Awesome.
Florida Atlantic is a tough team to place in the American. Talent-wise, they are dangerous as they go from 126 to 14th on my experience chart, and they were negative 21 in turnovers last year, so they're much better than their record. Quarterback Caden Velkamp is one of the league's best. The negative part is they draw on what looks like on paper to be the AAC's toughest schedule of home games versus UTSA and Navy.
Ooh.
And 4 tough road games. They could be a surprise team.
Could be a surprise team. Do you know who their coach is?
Their coach is Zach Kitley.
Zach Kitley.
He is in his 2nd year. They went 4-8 a year ago.
Yeah, he was the OC at Texas Tech for 3 years. He was also the OC at Western Kentucky for a year. And he was at Houston Baptist, now the artist formerly known as Houston Christian, I think. In 2018 to 2020, started his career at Texas Tech. So he's a West Texas guy. He came in after Tom Herman. By the way, do you know what Tom Herman's doing right now?
Not a clue.
Tom Herman I think he the OC at Florida State. He's on the Florida State staff.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
He's just on the staff somewhere. So
Florida State just collected.
FAU has had this like weird run of coaches where they had Lane Train, and then they had Tom Herman, and now we're back to this kind of creating their own thing.
Yeah,
and this Zach Kitley guy, I like it when they're good. Doesn't really
it's fun when the Owls are good.
Yeah. I guess.
I'm pro Owls.
That's about as good as I could say about FAU. All right, that's our check into Phil Steele magazine today. Great college football preview by everyone. To the Friday shout-outs we go. At Happen Schaefer on the Liquid Trucking Zone Twitter feed. You can find us there. Please feel free to do so. Here is Pedro. Hi, guys. Friday shout-out to the kids, especially all the Armor hot dog kids. Those commercials are great. What is he talking about?
I have no idea.
Not sure.
Armor hot dog commercials?
Armor hot dog. Armor hot dogs jingle? Whoa.
I never even heard of Armor hot dogs.
Is this like an old commercial reference that I think Pedro likes to reference old things from time to time?
Is Pedro old?
I wouldn't call Pedro old, but he's
closer
older.
to old than young.
He's old. Yes. He's older than us.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's definitely closer to old than young.
I bet this Armor hot dogs had a sick jingle.
There's a song by Armor Hot Dogs from Larry the Cable Guy, Jeff Foxworthy, and Bill Engvall.
I'm sure it's that or some version of that, or that's a parody of it or something like that.
It's got to be.
I received a text from our boss, Josh Odson. Yes, you are all children. Josh understands old references because he watches old TV and old movies.
Me TV, perhaps?
me TV, yes. Josh, okay, here it is again from Josh. Hot dogs. I don't know in what voice he's saying this in, so I just have to
You're
guess.
just guessing.
I don't know why Flintstones came to mind first, but hot dogs, Armor hot dogs. What kind of kids eat Armor hot dogs? I can only imagine that's what it sounds like. Text from the 402. Shout out to the Midwest. I love being able to see 73,000 miles in every direction. Way better than the East Coast. That's not the case right now. Our air quality sucks.
When you are driving and you can see a long distance away, it's kind of
cool.
nice.
It is cool.
But then you're also like, man, it'd be nice if there's something to actually look at. I guess there's a tree in the distance. That's how I felt driving at one point this past weekend.
I like to look off into the distance as well. I'll tell you what, one of the underrated things is when you're driving out to Colorado and you finally see the outline of the mountains for the first time.
Yeah,
But it takes you about an hour outside of Denver to even see that.
There is, and I don't know the exact spot.
I think it's around Sterling on I-76 when you're driving from Nebraska to Denver.
Yeah, when you see the mountains. But there's a spot when you're traveling west on 80 and you're still in the state. You're very much in the state of Nebraska. It's around the time. It's still even before you get to mountain time. So, but where the sky just opens up, like everything.
Is it post Kearney?
It's post Kearney. It's probably pre North Platte or
Okay.
maybe around North Platte. It just like everything just opens up, and the land gets, certainly, like you could tell you're headed toward Colorado. There's like a discernible change. It's like it's after you get through like the beginning of the Sandhills, that's off to the north.
So near the Gothenburg
I
area.
don't know where exactly it is. Next time I will make note of it when I do this. But there's like a moment where it all just like it just hits you.
Sure.
And you're like, whoa, I'm in the wide open right now.
I can believe that.
That's Friday. Shout out to that. Doug in Idaho says it's west of North Platte. It might be west of North Platte.
It could be west of North Platte.
I don't know how Doug in Idaho knows the spot that I'm talking about, but I always thought it was just an arbitrary thing that I created in my own head, but maybe it's not. Sith Destroyer writes in, I wouldn't wish to drive across western Nebraska, my worst enemy, or even Satan himself, who created those lands. Hey, Sith Destroyer, wrong. Western Nebraska is beautiful.
I really don't mind driving western Nebraska that much. Like maybe because I've done it enough for the enthusiasm of going to Colorado or wherever it is that I'm headed. But I much prefer that to just being in Iowa and driving across the expanse of Iowa on either side of Des Moines.
Great question. Where would you rather be? Where would you rather be driving in? Western Nebraska or anywhere in Iowa that's not Des Moines?
Because like you go north of Des Moines,
Nothing.
not great. East of Des Moines, not like eventually you hit Iowa City and it's there's
civilization.
Right.
Yeah.
West of Des Moines to Omaha, not great.
The worst place on planet Earth.
So like somehow Des Moines sits in this pivot spot. I've never really driven south of Des Moines, so I can't really speak.
There's
of
nothing
that.
going on down there.
Yeah.
I can speak from experience. I live there.
Uniquely positioned to sort of, be away from everything else that isn't there in Iowa.
John says the drive across Kansas is 1,000 times worse.
Kansas is a rough drive.
Yeah, it's tough.
South, east, west, it doesn't matter.
That
Not
is
great.
a tough deal. One more quick one here. Brian in Bellevue. Friday shout out to the hat that Connor is wearing. Any way to get one? No, our guys from Mitchell Engraving made, or Mitchell, yeah, I think that's right. Mitchell Engraving did this a couple of years ago, kind of made it for us special. All right, we'll take a quick timeout.
Window
We'll be
washing.
back after this on 1620 The Zone. Friday at 9, 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com. Connor Happer, Mike Schaefer with you on Happer and Schaefer. And we have a couple more things that I want to get to from the Liquid Trucking Zone Twitter feed. Sam says, shout out to all the good folks in Western Nebraska. Ashland is beautiful.
Shout out Norbit.
Oh
no.
My bad. Accountability.
Yeah.
I apologize. This is the leftover shout out segment. So
Shout out to the window cleaners who made an appearance on the morning show.
As you
Yeah,
can
that was
see,
exciting.
the window behind me is wet, and soon enough you will see a mop come through and clean off the window. That way, all of you folks, they're doing it for you folks on YouTube who are watching us, and they will look through the window and they'll say, "Wow, that window is so clean."
You can't even really tell on the stream right now that it's that wet.
You can't tell on this that it's wet. Yeah, you can.
A little
You
bit,
can
but
see
it's
it on
not.
Schaefer's camera.
That's pretty clear, right? That's pretty clearly a wet window.
Yeah, you can
For
tell.
me, it just like the white of the background blends it out a lot.
Can you see?
Generally, yeah, that's one of my better senses.
Yeah, I mean, it's clearly a wet window.
Oh, maybe my computer screen camera isn't good enough.
That could be a weatherman. Look at this.
It's wet outside.
But only on this window. Where's the? I want to see that mop come up. If you guys see the mop,
I don't know
behind
if
me,
they're walking away. They may not dry.
I'll remind you. I'm facing the window.
Wait a minute. What are they walking away for?
They're in the parking lot now. I can see him. He's done.
They can't leave. This is wet. Dry it off.
He's gone.
That's not how windows work.
That or he has to go all the way back to get his mop, which seems inefficient.
It cannot be done,
I
right?
think when their car drives off, I'll let you know.
Maybe I know nothing about.
I know nothing about window washing, but when you said that they were going to come through and dry it off, my assumption was they were absolutely not going to.
I know nothing about the window washing business, so who am I to say? Here is Joe. Sioux Falls to Fargo is the worst drive. Nothing but truck stops, sunflowers, windmills, and Dakota Magic. If you know, you know. I have not made the trip from Sioux Falls to Fargo, but that sounds terrible. I mean, truly awful. I've made the entire drive through the state of South Dakota. That is terrible.
I need to get to North
Definitely
Dakota at some
driven
point.
from Sioux Falls to Fargo and then turned left to go to Mandan.
Oh boy,
potentially even worse.
that's another like 3 hours
Yeah,
west
this is
off
not
of
great.
I-94
Sam
over in
says
Bismarck.
Des Moines to Mason City is tough. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Schaefer's right. East of Des Moines for 2 hours, west of Des Moines for 2 hours.
North of Des Moines.
Black hole.
Yeah.
Just nothing.
I think the shortest route is just I-35 south of Des Moines because it's probably about an hour to get to Missouri.
Yeah. Not
Missouri,
like
Iowa.
northern Missouri is anything to write home about either.
Mm.
There might be some more like things to see and also
No, I
just-
nothing down there.
The only Missouri I've been to is just all of west, just all of I-29, I-49. I've
Right.
never been east of Kansas
Have
City.
you ever done the
No.
I-70 stretch from Kansas City to St. Louis?
No, I've never done it.
You've never
That's
seen
bad.
all the porn billboards and then
No, I've not.
the caves?
So what
You
happens?
got to get to the
I've
caves.
not made a stop in Columbia. I've never been.
So what happens when you go like south of I-70? It turns into a completely different state.
Yeah.
It's basically Arkansas.
Missouri's a
I've been to
weird
Arkansas.
state.
I have an idea.
North Missouri, very weird. South Missouri can be real weird. Can also there's
Well,
some
South
real
Missouri-
gems down there.
South Missouri. I mean, you got the Ozarks, and you're
Right.
right by Arkansas.
Hey Joey, do you keep up on interstate news, interstate things that are happening on interstates?
Well, there's interstate projects going on. I-69 is like the big one that's connecting.
Are you ready for
from-
me to break some news to you?
Oh, what is it?
So I-70 east
Yes.
of downtown Kansas City, all the way to the ballpark, all the way to the Truman Sports Complex.
Okay.
It's closing for like an entire year, starting like relatively soon within the next year.
Well, you just
I
have.
will not be going that direction.
How are they going
ever.
to do that?
Well,
Ever.
Well, they can manage that. You got I-435 that circles around the entire metropolitan area, so you just take the bypass over there, and then all the local traffic will just I don't know.
That's what I mean.
That's what I mean. That's got to be one of the most heavily
But
locally
anyone
trafficked areas.
I mean, anyone bypassing that area, like in general, going from Kansas to St. Louis, they're just going to have to take I-435 going south just to go around. And then once they meet 70, where Arrowhead,
we're talking
and
about people bypassing, but there's the people who literally drive that every day.
They're side streets. Side streets.
Side streets for the Kansas City.
That's a lot of side streets.
So they have a whole website for this.
Yeah,
It's
this is
100
an
and
undertaking.
they have a big clock for this. 177 more days until the I-70 closure
We should have a big clock
It
countdown
will
in the
be
studio.
closed for 11 months from January of 2027 until December of 2027. That is a long stretch of road for a long time.
Good luck with that, Dan.
Exactly. Good luck with that, Dan, indeed. Bill writes in, this is truly the most July sports radio segment of all time. Facts.
No doubt about
Indeed
it.
it was.
But I enjoy it.
No doubt about it.
Pedro writes in, he says, hi guys, Dubuque, Iowa, and the Galena area is really nice. Does not look like Iowa. Pedro, I agree completely.
It's my favorite part on the drive from here to Green Bay, going through Dubuque.
The little
Dubuque is cool.
It's beautiful.
We all love Dubuque on this
Yeah,
show.
Dubuque is a fun time.
Dude,
There's a couple
yes.
breweries that I've been there. BC and I stayed in Dubuque instead of driving all the way to Madison for one of the Wisconsin games. So we
Nice.
hit a couple of the
Did you
breweries
stay at
in
Hotel
there.
Julien?
I don't think so.
Probably not.
My guess is no.
To get the Capone suite?
We did not get the Capone suite.
Yeah, probably not.
I'm unfamiliar with this place.
Did you stay? Did you go to the Diamond Joe?
The casino?
Yeah.
Brunson and I have hit that on the way back from somewhere. But
It's a good spot.
BC and I did not hit it for the Wisconsin trip.
Sad. You
We
should've-
stayed
should've
at the
gone.
Diamond Joe one time. He hotwired the hotel when I was driving back from one of the afternoon games of
In Dubuque?
Purdue. Yeah.
They don't have a hotel attached to it. They have a.
No, it would have been that. It wouldn't have been Purdue. What were we coming back from? Might have been some other game.
They don't have a hotel attached to it, but they do have the Grand Harbor Resort.
I'm thinking of a different casino than
You're thinking of a different Diamond Joe.
Yeah.
There might be a different Diamond
Well,
Joe.
there are a few Diamond Joes.
There's one on the border of
There's the Albert
Minnesota.
Lee Diamond
Yeah,
Joe, I'm
yeah.
pretty sure.
Exactly. All right. I have also news for you, Joey, that you might be interested in. Our dear friend Jake Sorensen is canceled for today. So we are guestless here on a Friday. Would you like to hear the reasoning why?
I just saw the text exchange.
It's good. It's good stuff. He says, and I quote, "Don't kill me. Need a late cancellation. Headed on a duck boat tour with the fam in Wisconsin Dells, and it's a zero service area going into. Feel free to mock. I hope you do."
I love.
How is he in so many places?
I don't
How does he
understand.
do this?
I don't understand.
I've been everywhere.
When did he drive to the Dells? He did his show yesterday.
Did he do his show today?
I'm
No, he
pretty
couldn't
sure.
have done his show today.
But the other
There's no
question I
service.
sort of have in this is when did he first learn that he was going on a duck boat tour? Was it before 903 or was it exactly 903?
Maybe he thought he was going to be able to do the interview from the duck boat tour,
Which would have been fun.
which would have been hilarious.
Yeah, we would have
But
supported
then he
that.
realized it is a zero service situation.
Generally, most boats are zero service situations.
Yeah.
Like I can't think of boats where you're a large body of water, I should say. I've never been to the Dells, so I have no knowledge of the Dells.
I guess people be
many
going
people
to
have
the
talked
Dells.
about the Dells. I know nothing about it though, so maybe I should be surprised that the duck boat doesn't have service.
I
but
wouldn't be. Well, no, I don't think that's surprising. And we definitely shouldn't be surprised that Jake is
He's traveling.
somewhere that is
Yeah.
not Lincoln, Nebraska.
That guy is always somewhere.
I know.
It's
Pretty much
true.
Wasn't he in the Black Hills last weekend, or was that?
It was a couple weekends ago.
Yeah, and he was in Pender, Nebraska for
That's right.
a
celebration.
Yeah. Pretty much soon he'll be in the parking lot across the street to wave that Nebraska flag if Nebraska beats Creighton again at CHI.
Ooh, I like that.
Is that going to happen?
Jake waving the flag or Nebraska beating Creighton. At
Good luck with
CHI?
that, Dan.
Both seem possible.
Jake waving the flag doesn't seem likely.
I don't know.
Which
You
is
tell him
more
it's
likely.
attached to it.
Which is more likely?
Well, one can't happen without the other, right? He's not just going
It's
to wave
true.
the flag without Nebraska beating Creighton.
I don't think so.
So Nebraska beating Creighton is the most likely because it requires that to happen for the second one.
Okay.
That would be my
I guess
explanation
you're
of it.
probably right
Yeah.
on the math on that. Chris writes in on YouTube. I've been on that duck boat tour in the Del. What is a duck boat, by the way? That's second.
I don't know
So
either.
a duck boat is like it's a boat on wheels. You just drive it, and then you could drive it on the road, and then you could just drive it into like a body of water. So
Okay.
like in like a.
Oh, I guess
like-
it makes sense
or
because that's
I
what
have
ducks
never
do.
seen one of these before.
They're-
This
The
looks
Celtics,
awesome.
the Celtics did that on their championship parade a couple years ago. I know there's duck
Can't
boats
believe I
down in
missed that.
Branson, Missouri. I've been on one. In Branson, Missouri, so I'm kind of familiar with that.
The first thing that came up was Duck Boat Branson. So, but yeah, they this is what it looks like.
I
Happer.
guess that
They're
makes
just
sense.
buses with like wheels in the middle. That
That's cool, man.
And they just take a drive into the water like Michael Scott following that GPS. If only he had the duck
So
boat.
we don't know if he's actually on the water or on land. That's part of the.
yeah, we don't know where he's at the moment.
That's part of the value of being a duck. You could do both with ease.
We're pretty sure he's with the Dell's Army duck boat. So
Definitely, that's it. Yeah. How many people do you think they cramming on that sucker?
there's more than you would guess.
That YouTube commenter Christopher says it's okay. He'll regret it later. How could you regret? I mean, what could be so bad about it?
I don't know. I don't think anything should be bad about it.
I'm curious about
He's on
this.
a duck boat
All
tour.
right, we will ask him for a follow up on the duck boat tour and
if we remember.
and things of that regard. All right, we'll take a quick timeout. We'll regroup. Maybe we'll come up with a sports topic for you all.
We need to get to free balling.
Yeah, we were going to do free balling here, and then
Then
we
we-
got into interstates and everything else. So.
Let's free ball.
Jake's thinking about us. He's like, I'm on this duck boat. I don't want to cause any stir with the guys. And there's this new segment called free balling.
Thank you, Jake.
And a new open, from what I understand.
No, I haven't. It's not done. It's in the works.
Accountability.
It's in the works.
He did more with it than maybe you have with yours.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
I could do mine in about 8
this
seconds.
accountability segment is allowing us to be more productive in our work.
Doug writes in, is free balling a new segment? Yes, kind of.
Yes.
It's
no one's ever done anything. Like
it's a very new and really.
it's much like our dog avatar thing. This is new.
Yeah, we like to push push the envelope in terms of radio. So this segment, you've never heard anything like it before. You're going to want to stick around. More after this on 1620 The Zone. All right, welcome back. Friday morning here on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com. Connor Happer, Mike Schaefer with you. Time for a brand new and never done before segment. It's called Free Balling. So what happens in free balling? There's a variety of different sportsy topics that we may not have had a chance to get to throughout this show or wouldn't get to on this show. And we lay them out there and we do a sports talk show for like 15 minutes. That's what we're going to do. And nobody's ever done that before. So this is unique. And
the producer gets to read.
And once again, we are breaking ground in radio history, and we appreciate all you guys for your nominations on our Marconi, which is coming our way.
Absolutely.
Joey, what do we have?
Well, I better get to this so I don't hold myself accountable for not doing so. Longtime Iowa State Cyclones athletic director Jamie Pollard is retiring. Oh no! Iowa State seems poised for a rough season in football, and the financial situation isn't great with a projected $147 million deficit through 2031. Is this the toughest athletic director job among the Power Four schools?
It probably is.
It's this. Rutgers ranks up there because of their financial situation, but I think if they rectified that, they would be in a stronger position than Iowa State. Iowa State being like the second university in its own state, the fact that it basically the football team's departure now leaves the basketball team as the one thing that it kind of has really going for it at the moment.
Maybe like UCF.
Well, UCF has such a huge enrollment, and they can be competitive across a bunch of stuff. Yeah. Iowa State just feels like it has such a small lane of success for anything.
Yeah.
Whereas I think UCF could be relatively okay in a bunch of things.
Like what?
They've been competitive in basketball. They've been competitive in women's basketball. They've been competitive in football. I don't know if they're any good at volleyball. So. They just have a massive enrollment, so I think
Iowa State has been good at all those things too.
Sure,
they're really good at basketball.
I just think like Jamie Pollard.
I think we're talking about different things. Yeah. Like the job and have they been good are two different things.
Yeah, I think being the athletic director at UCF is a more desired position than the athletic director at
That's probably true. I'm just mentioning them in the same category.
Sure. Rutgers, Mississippi State come to mind.
Mississippi State, yeah, for sure.
As ones that would be difficult.
South Carolina. I know we're just naming schools that haven't had a lot of success.
South Carolina's thing that it has going for it is it's kind of the flagship university, and nothing is like Clemson would be the most comparable.
Yeah,
and that's a private.
Got to be some ACC, some bad ACC ones.
Syracuse,
Wake Forest.
Wake Forest could be tough. Boston College, would that be tough? Like, what are they good at? Anything?
Definitely tough. Yes.
And it's a professional sports town, so they don't and they're not even the best hockey in their own city. Because isn't Boston University better than Boston College?
Yeah, they're usually really good.
Ask. Yeah. The Bean Pot. Blue Jay writes in, I'd say Northwestern is the hardest because of academic standards. Northwestern's tricky, but they have such a large endowment. Like it's a private school.
Financially, they're not in the dire straits that like an Iowa State would be or a Rutgers.
Such a strong donor base. Like it's actually, I mean,
Kansas State's not in this discussion.
It's hard to compete, but it's well set up financially. I guess we're talking about two different things,
right?
Really?
Kansas State wouldn't be in this discussion, right?
No. Not a lot of excellent, backbone behind you or great support, but enough.
Yeah.
And some history.
I just think if I was ranking these jobs, it would be Iowa State would be at the bottom. The closest would be probably Rutgers would be right there.
As far as what
Boston College, maybe too.
As far as what it looks like for the future, like if you're doing future projections on just total athletic department, this is all very broad and generic, but like Iowa State is almost certainly dead last in the Power Four. Like just how their outlook looks in the next 10 years.
And where's that?
It looks really grim.
If football, it just falls off a cliff because you lost your entire team to Happy Valley. And I don't know if Jimmy Rogers can save it for you. Yeah. That could be really brutal.
But they are still really good at basketball. And
they're very, very good at basketball.
And they kept their coach in basketball too. So, I mean, that's going to be their thing now. Maybe they should just move to the Pac-12.
It makes you wonder if, like, okay, do you allocate some of the football resources that Matt Campbell was getting now just go to TJ Otzelberger?
Maybe.
Seems like that's maybe the route to go.
It's possible. Maybe they just drop football
Like they do baseball?
like they did baseball.
Yeah.
People forget. All right. What else we got, Joey?
Speaking of football, CBS Sports named Bill Belichick the number one coach of all time in its list of top 20 coaches. Is there even an argument for anyone else?
These are NFL coaches. I could have specified that better.
I don't think so.
I can't think of a single other
Too many
coach
Super Bowls.
Like the Super Bowls, the sort of the longevity of dominance. Lombardi would get discussed because of the early impact of what he created. You tucked on Shula because they have the undefeated team, and the Dolphins won some, and he has the most wins of any coach too.
So their top 5 is Belichick, Vince Lombardi, Bill Walsh, Paul Brown, and Don Shula.
Yeah.
George Halas, Chuck Noll, Andy Reid,
Tom Landry,
Joe Gibbs, who is that race car guy?
the race guy. Yeah.
Tom Landry is their top 10.
When I scrolled through and I saw that, I thought about
So
screenshotting it and sending it to Matt.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know this guy, right?
No, hey,
From
you know this
racing.
guy used to coach football, right? Before he got into racing?
As far as modern coaches are concerned, we have Belichick, we have Andy Reid, we have Bill Parcells, we have Jimmy Johnson, and Mike Shanahan.
Yep.
Gosh, it's hard to believe that's the group of like these are coaches over the last 30 years. Dungy is 20 on this list from CBS Sports.
But it doesn't feel like there's anybody really missing, does it?
Well, we've had great coaches, but all timers to go up with the Curly Lambos, probably not.
It's hard to sustain it for such a long time.
Yeah.
So, and it's hard to
There's
it's
Hall
hard
of
to win
Famers in
multiple
there.
Super Bowls too.
There's like a Hall of Fame, and then there's like an inner circle Hall
Right.
of Fame, and there's not very.
I would
many of
expect
those.
Sean McVay breaks into a list like this at some point in time. Should the Rams continue to be competitive, win another Super Bowl, that sort of thing.
Texter Sean writes in, wait, is this segment just unsportsmanlike content? Not even a little bit.
I don't know
What's
what
that?
I don't know
What
what
is
you're
his
listening to.
accusation?
I'm not sure what you're listening to. All right, what else do we have?
Check this out.
Check this out.
Hold on, I'm pulling up my notes.
Okay.
Okay, LeBron James is drawing out the suspense for his next team. I mentioned this earlier with his little appearance in New York. Is it the 76ers? Or is there any chance he hasn't actually made a decision here? Also, why does everything with LeBron need to be extra?
Well, it probably just comes with the territory.
Yeah, it does, but it also just when people talk about the stupidity of the high school signing ceremonies and that stuff, and it's like, here's a 40-some-year-old guy who's just holding this moment hostage because he needs to build a giant content package around it because this is the branding world of which he lives in.
So I actually
It's
don't
annoying.
know what he wants to do. I don't, because you're right. I think he knows where he's going.
It
He just
sure
hasn't-
seems like it's the 76ers.
I think he knows where he's going. I just don't think he's telling anybody right now, and he's holding it out. For what reason? Is it because he wants to just make content out? I don't think
That's
so.
my guess because they're doing the whole documentary and everything that goes along with this year.
He is doing he showed up at the Fanatics Fest to do Tyrese Halliburton's podcast, and then he's doing a live taping of his own show, the Shop, today or something like that. And he's probably not going to talk about it there either, or probably drop a couple breadcrumbs or something like that. He definitely seems like a guy who knows where he's going and just isn't saying right now. I want to be cynical about it, but I don't know. I don't really care.
Well, it's not like
Yeah.
a big deal. It's just he just can't do something. There's always something additional with him. And I think that's why he has more detractors than he probably should.
But if he just showed, if there was just a tweet from Shams out of nowhere, 2 weeks ago, that was he's going back to the Cavs, I'd be like, oh, that's kind of a dud. I kind of want it to.
You need it.
I kind of want it to be extra with LeBron. Yeah.
What would be your ideal way of the news getting to you?
I don't know. I don't want it to be the decision. obviously, because that was way above and beyond, and probably did more harm than good. But I don't know what the happy medium between that and just doing a Shams tweet is. I'm not sure.
One of my favorite Iceland experiences was I didn't have access to Wi-Fi for like several days. And in that period is when Kevin Durant ended up signing with the Warriors.
Nice.
And so I opened my computer and like you just go to ESPN just at random and there's like this giant picture of Kevin Durant. It's like
in a Warriors
assembling
jersey?
the greatest team of all time. And I was just like, oh,
whoa,
okay. And then in the bottom corner, Pokemon Go has taken over the United States. This is all at the same time.
Wow. So that was 2016.
Summer of 2016, right around the 4th of July.
I think Drake wrote a song about that one time.
Pokemon Go?
No, summer of 16.
Oh, okay. Was it like summer of 69? Is it as catchy as
Not
Bryan
quite.
Adams?
Not quite.
Okay.
Not quite as catchy.
You know that song wasn't supposed to be summer of 69? They changed it because it sounded better than what his original intention was.
What was the
It
original?
was like a
intention?
different year. It was like summer of 73 or something.
And
so then they changed it.
I can't even fathom.
But that's what
the
it came up
summer
with
of
that. Well, they
73
changed the
would be.
lyrics and everything to it, but the idea was about like a specific summer. They're like, well, this will sound better if you make it this.
It does sound maximum good with 69.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess 68 does the same thing.
Yeah.
But it's got to start with 60.
There's something
right?
about obviously the way he sings it too plays into that as well.
69.
Yeah.
But you can't do like 74.
You can,
no,
but it doesn't have
it's
it.
not near
It
as
doesn't
good.
hit the same
It's
way.
not near as good.
Yeah.
All right. What else do we got, Joey?
Dabo Swinney claimed at ACC Media Days that he's got the answer to what ails Clemson after a 7-6 season that saw him fire several longtime assistants and bring back Chad Morris as his play caller. Do you have any faith that Dabo can make sure the 2025 season was just a blip?
I mean, I don't think they're going to be bad.
Yeah, no, I don't think they're going to be bad. I also just sort of wonder if we aren't just at a different level with Clemson entirely.
Oh, I think, yeah.
They're not going to be challenging for the ACC title in the same way, or you're not thinking of them as like a perennial college football playoff team.
That's where I'd put it. I'd say outside looking in on the playoff, but potential conference championship contender, 10 wins, 8, 10, 11 wins. That's a good spot to be in. And I think that's probably where it'll end up for them.
Yeah, I think they'll be fine once it goes to a 24-team thing. Like they could be in that run of thing. I'm also wondering, like Dabo Swinney, we talked about this the other day with the hot seat rankings. I also wonder if there's going to be this effort of like, all right, we're not seeing the sort of same upside anymore. We don't want Clemson to recede too far into, a different territory. If there becomes a push to kind of move on from a guy who has 2 titles.
They had to evaluate where Iowa was.
Remember when he was supposed to be the heir apparent for Nick Saban?
Yes.
And
he was widely the second best coach in college football.
Yeah, well, the most successful or second most successful because he had beaten Saban, which was something nobody else seemed to be doing when it mattered.
He did not adapt.
No. He does not seem cut for the current environment.
He's not much adaptable. All right, do we have one left or are we done, Joey?
We got one left.
All right,
a number of anonymous college coaches told CBS Sports there's an expectation for players currently involved in the NBA Summer League to attempt to sue for eligibility for the 2026-27 season.
Love it.
Are you ready for more local court discussions?
Am I ready for them? What a question. As ready as I'll ever be.
Yeah, it's going to be annoying. It's going to be annoying. It's going to happen, but we're going to get through it.
So this whole, there's a couple things. I mean, there's the whole whatever happened last year with all those guys coming back to college. Then there is the guys who the rule got enacted, the 5-for-5 got enacted just at the exact wrong time for them. And so they got screwed out of another year of eligibility. Yeah, quote unquote screwed. And I would imagine there are going to be a few that end up making it back in. There was somebody that suggested the other day that we just let all those guys come back. And I'm not completely against that, other than it just creates such a bottleneck and backlog for these coaches who have already made their rosters for this year.
Right. Well, and then you have people that are in like certain classes that are like,
Yeah.
okay, this completely takes away either my playing time or my scholarship.
Exactly. And so the scholarship thing, I think, can be solved.
Yep.
You just say you're allowed.
Right.
You're like, it's a free spot. The playing time thing cannot. So right, that changes the formula for a lot of different teams across the country. I'm not like all the way against that. My stance on it is the rules are the rules, and sorry you ended up on the wrong side of this one. Sometimes people end up on the wrong side of rules, and it happens. I was really unhappy when my first year of college they deadened down the bats to 1914 style. I was really sad when that happened. I couldn't hit anymore. I like when the bats were trampolines. They were made of bouncy balls.
The ball went far.
The ball went way far. I hit home runs. And then I sucked after that. And I just ended up on the wrong side of that. It sucks for me.
You didn't have any connections to Balco.
I didn't have any connections to Balco, and I did not sue anybody. And so I just kind of took it. And
You should have sued more people.
I should have definitely looked into suing.
Tier list. Who should have been sued in your history?
I think there's a lot of emotional damage done by me immediately starting to suck at baseball when the trampoline bats went away.
I thought you were going to work this all the way back to there's a lot of emotional damage. So then I went home and I made mozzarella sticks in the air fryer or in
crap my pants.
in the fry caddy, and it really messed me up.
That's true. A lot of different things happened in my life because of that. That's where I'm at. I wouldn't be super angry if they were just like, yeah, whatever. I mean, there's too many court cases. Just let them all come back and coaches should figure it out.
I wonder if there's just a way that it was written that they have it ironclad enough that they can survive some of these cases. But
yeah,
eventually we're going to get to the no waivers, no exceptions.
No waivers, no red shirts, no exceptions. Eventually.
It'll be great.
That time might not be now, but we will see. All right, we'll take a quick break and come back with some accountability and get you out of here on a Friday right after this on 1620 The Zone. All right. Hopefully everybody enjoys their weekend. I happen to know that it is Husker Day at the K tomorrow at Kauffman Stadium. I don't know what kind of celebrity appearances or whatever that they're going to have, but I imagine there will be a pilgrimage from the state of Nebraska on what interstate, Joey?
I-29.
I-29 going all the way down to Kansas City, and then they go to the game for several hours, get hot and drunk, drive back, and
Don't drive if you're drunk.
don't drive if you're drunk.
Don't.
Stop at Platte City QT and be really triggered and get home at 10 o'clock at night.
If you go to this and you listen to this show, please send a picture of the QT in Platte
love it,
County
yeah.
down there, and
It happens all the time. Platte
it's the
City
greatest,
QT.
the greatest QT in America.
It's the home of Nebraskans. It is a
It is.
Nebraskan adopted
I
place.
stop there all the time,
Everybody does.
all the time.
Whether you're going to Lincoln or whether you're going to Omaha or somewhere in between, you are stopping at the Platte City QT just
the best
north
one.
of the airport. So have fun with that. Or if you're joining us at Werner Park tonight, or if you're doing both, whatever you're doing, whatever you're cooking. We'll see you guys out at the ballpark tonight. Time for some accountability. What are we accountable about today, gentlemen? What are we doing?
Good question.
Oh, Joey doesn't have anything.
I think that's what I'm accountable for, just not having something I'm accountable for.
Oh, I have that every day.
Wow. So I
Mostly because I forget.
screwed up the mic one time.
Joey gets a kick out of that every time.
Yeah, Joey loves my mistakes. That's what I've learned this week.
He is keeping track. We know one thing about Joey. He is tracking and he is holding grudges. He is remembering.
He's a grudge holder.
He
There's
is-
no question. about
Joey
it.
is one of our best rememberers.
If
He
you
does
get
not
on the
forget.
wrong side, if like you just do, he will
I'm just
hold that grudge.
I'm just not going to say anything. I'm just going to be silent, be passive,
But
and
inside burning, fury of 1,000 suns. And when there's an opening, you are getting scorched.
You're going to hear about it.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
You're going to hear about it for sure.
I
He's
think
going to
that's-
say this.
Check this out.
He's gonna,
I think that's like my only accountable thing so far is the
mic?
the microphone.
that's good. That's a common one.
Yeah, that's gonna happen a lot.
It is.
It's just gonna be there.
but you're improving. You're improving. I'm going to give you that. I've been paying attention to you, and you've been turning on and turning off your microphone.
I'm trying to
So
do
props to you for that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm trying to do stuff where this is like a personal thing. Like I'm trying to do things where I ask for what I want more. I don't do that a lot. Like
Okay.
I just kind of like go through it. I just take what I get, whatever. So I want to ask. So I'm going to hold myself accountable. This morning I stopped at the coffee place and they did not put a stopper in my coffee. And I didn't ask the barista to put the stopper in my coffee because I just want it to be over with. I'd want it to be out of the window and out of the way. And I wish I would have, in hindsight. But you only have about a 2-second window to do that before, you're gone. You start driving away.
Well, technically, you're in control of when you're gone.
Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, I guess that's true. I feel out of control, because I just grab the coffee and I leave. It's just second nature.
You want to make sure that you're doing it in a timely manner to not affect those behind you.
So there's a small window there.
Sure. Yeah.
And I skipped it. I missed it, and I wish I would have got the stopper for.
I
my
guess
coffee.
What is a stopper? Obviously,
It causes me to drive with way more
apprehension.
Yes, apprehension. That's a better word. Caution is that's not what I'm looking for. Apprehension.
Because you don't want the one bump that's going to cause the coffee to get up in the air.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Precisely. And so I didn't do that this morning, and I'm responsible for it. I'd like to be accountable for it.
I guess if there's something I should be holding myself accountable for, it's just not throwing someone under the bus for utilizing my desk and cleaning up his mess. That particular person who hosts a show at
You had
some
a bit
point
of
of
a
the
meltdown
day.
about this yesterday.
Wait, who had a meltdown?
He heard that there was some unhappiness about how he was leaving your desk, and then he blamed it on you. So
Check this out.
yeah, it was a great check this out moment.
Yeah. It's every time I walk into the office, I always see a special present. Oh, I think I know what he's mad at. I placed a piece of paper that was on my desk on his desk because I'm assuming that was from.
Nope, it had nothing to do with that.
By the way, Schaefer,
Interesting.
I got a text yesterday from a friend that said, I thought this was the most unintentionally funny thing I've heard on the radio. You said this yesterday. Yeah, you'd think they'd provide better treatment for a United Explorer credit card holder.
That segment was pretty great.
I thought so too.
In the pantheon of us just sort of like letting Matt talk himself into a hole and then we fill it with dirt. That was a good one yesterday.
So, and also we got a tweet from Declan yesterday. It said, excellent crossover. The 5'9" comment caused laughing and coughing. Keep up the good work. Just Schaefer, when he gets the shovel out, he really got a chance to load it up. Yeah. Get the dump truck out because we're about to
backing it up
here on this Friday. That is our accountability as we get out of here. I appreciate you guys joining us today. Once again, join us tonight at Warner Park. We'll see you there. That's it for us today. If you missed anything, 1620thezone.com is where you can find it. Crossover coming up next.